People, deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on, Ian, right? As the legend just said there, people, deluded, I'm back again. Shout out to all my Arsenal fans because we got 3 points yesterday. Spurs have lost this weekend. And now you've got Chelsea against Manchester City. You've got Pep Guardiola against Pochettino. Two very good footballing sides, regardless of where they are on the table. Two very good sets of players. Two very good coaches. And as a neutral, I'm expecting goals. Again, big up everybody tuned in. Hope you're all enjoying your Sunday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. I apologize for probably starting the stream a bit later than usual, just because I've literally raced home to get this all sorted for you lot people. You lot don't see what goes into it. So yeah, any talking points, comments, predictions, get them in. You lot make the chat what it is, and you lot make it a pleasure to watch football throughout the season with you lot. And unfortunately, it's the international break. Now, for me, I'm going to be watching the Under-17s World Cup, so there's always football for me. But I don't take much interest in international football if it isn't the World Cup, the Euros, Copa America, what have you. I find it quite pointless, find it hard to get galvanized, even when it's two big teams. So we have to enjoy what we have in the Premier League because we're going to be missing this for a week, people. You can see the lineups to the left and right of me. Oh, what's going on here? Can you lot still hear me? That's a madness. Hello? Am I still here? I think I'm still here. Apologies, people. I just pressed something on StreamYard and the screen went all mad. Apologies for that. But yeah, if you lot can still hear me, which I think you can, Vincent, appreciate you for that one. And shout out to you and everyone tuned in. Gooner, my guy, man. Roman Abramovich settings. You've got Sanchez, James, Disasi, Silva, Cucurella's come in, Caicedo, Enzo, and Gallagher, Jackson, Sterling, and Cole Palmer. It's the Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling derby. For for City, sorry, Kovacic is probably on the bench. I'm sure he would have loved to have been starting this. But you've got Edison, Walker, Akanji, Diaz, Guardiola, I can never pronounce his name, forgive me, Rodri, Silva, Alvarez, Foden, Haaland, and Jeremy Doku. Doku, as a neutral, I like Doku because Doku, I think, is one of the in world football, there isn't wingers that really are wingers or traditional wingers. Now, he's got to adapt, and we all know it's a day and age of being inside forwards. But what I mean by that is when you hear he talks and the way he actually plays, he's one of the few players, I believe, like wingers that actually want to take people on, actually want to cause problems. And he's a good player, man. So it should be a bit of a battle. If I had to predict, you see, I want to say 2-1 Man City, but I'm going to say 2-2. I think there's goals here. You know what? Safety, 1-1. I'm going to say 1-1. I think Chelsea will be a lot better than people give them credit for. Of course, I hope they lose if it comes to it. I know Arsenal are trying to fight for the league, but I don't consider City as rivals to a point where I don't know no City fans. The group chat lives comfortably. You know, City do what they need to do. But I think Chelsea will give a good account of themselves. I think they'll be a lot better than people expect. I don't think it will be a walkover. And I just hope it's a game. As a neutral, it's filled with drama. It's filled with controversy. VAR said something. We see great football and we see the rest of it, people. DG, I can't even amen an international break. God works quick, but the media and the devils work even quicker. I hear that, man. He's got crazy explosiveness. You're right, man. And with Doku, he's a raw player, like really raw. If Pep Guardiola can't make your decision making better and you got more goals and assists, then you're in the wrong place. But I think once he irons that out of his game, City are laughing really. And you can see my tweets from 2019. You know, I made a video saying Arsenal should sign him. You know, he was actually close to signing for Manchester City's rivals in Liverpool when he was 16. It's well documented they tried to get him, but obviously stayed at Anderlecht. He went to Rennes, and everything happens for a reason because look where he's ended up. Apparently, Chelsea have lost the last 4 Premier League meetings with Manchester City, all by a 1-0 scoreline since a 2-1 away win in May of 2021. The Blues haven't lost 5 consecutive league games against an opponent since a run of 7 against Blackburn between 1993 and 1996. Man City have won their last 3 Premier League away games against Chelsea, as many victories as they had in their previous 22 visits to Stamford Bridge, where prior they lost 14 and drew 5. Manchester City have won their last 6 meetings with Chelsea in all comps by an aggregate score of 10-0 people. Only against Burnley, Fulham and Wigan have they had a longer winning runs without conceded. I would say if I was a Chelsea fan, the one game that truly mattered between these two teams, Chelsea won it in the Champions League final, innit? But since then, both teams have moved in 2 very different directions. Manchester City have gone from strength to strength, won the treble last season. Chelsea are struggling by their own standards. Apparently, Chelsea have lost their last 6 meetings with City without scoring. It's their longest losing run against an opponent without reply, while only against Blackburn and Huddersfield have they ever lost 7 in a row in general. Manchester City won 6-1 against Bournemouth in their last Premier League game. It was the 12th time they have scored 6 goals in the Premier League. And I mean, it's common sense. Man City can cut you open all areas of the field. They've got fantastic quality. Yes, when you think of goals and when you think of the poster boy is Haaland. But look at that Manchester City team. Obviously, naturally, every team's got weaknesses and weak players or players that can be targeted. But is there a glaringly obvious one? I wouldn't say so with their back 5. I wouldn't say so with their midfield, and I wouldn't say up front. All of them have the ability to cause trouble. So Chelsea are going to have to rise to the occasion. Now, if I look at some of the bigger games against Chelsea have played, I think against Liverpool, that was a step in the right direction when they drew. Arsenal, they should have beaten us, really. We didn't turn up until about 20 minutes left. Obviously, they did beat a 9-man Spurs team, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I would have liked a cleaner performance because Spurs controlled the game until a certain point in that, and it took forever to score, and you're going to need to be at your best. If you're on YouTube, you know what to do. Smash the like button. Twitch gang, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you're subscribing with Amazon Prime and all of that good stuff. And let's hope that it's a great game of football, man. Simple as that. Let's just hope it's a very good game of football and entertaining, man, and entertaining close to this game week's fixtures. I haven't watched any football in the Premier League today, people, but I can't wait to see the highlights for the Brentford-Liverpool game. Apparently, Salah was a joy to watch. In terms of other results, people, across the other games that have happened over the weekend, 10 men Brighton drew 1-1 with Sheffield United. West Ham won 3-2 against Nottingham Forest. Liverpool beat Brentford, as I just said, 3-0. Everton won 3-2 against Crystal Palace, which based on the highlights, that was crazy. Aston Villa won 3-1 against Fulham today. Yesterday, Bournemouth beat Newcastle 2-0. Spurs obviously lost 2-1 in dramatic fashion against Wolves. Manchester United, it feels I'm more shocked Manchester United actually won, people. They won a 0-0 against Luton Town, saving the best till last. 10 men Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. Kickoff is upon us soon, people. So yeah, predictions. I'm going 1-1. DGC Trippier being shameless, blaming injuries. To be fair with you, it is a bit shameless, but I like to see that. I think Trippier, one of my biggest pet peeves in football, of course, there's moments where players, it appears, and it's blatantly obvious, they're not playing for the club, the manager, the fans, themselves, etc. But one of my pet peeves is when people say, oh, they're not playing, they don't care. I'm sorry, but I disagree. A lot of footballers play with injuries. A lot of them have, unfortunately, we all have personal things, God forbid, family members dying, kids illness, struggling to settle in countries, and they keep doing it. And I'd like to see the passion among anything from Trippier, really. But injuries are a point. But respectfully, even an injury-depleted Newcastle team, while it plays a part and injuries affect anyone, they should be mopping the floor with Bournemouth. But it just shows you there's no easy games in the Premier League. And I would add an extra token in. When you're visiting somebody's manor or someone's stadium, it's even more difficult, really and truly. Like, I don't think the crowd was a reason as to why Arsenal did or didn't win at Stamford Bridge, but it could have potentially played a part. Last year, we saw the Anfield Roar. We saw against West Ham. I don't think the crowd was relevant against Newcastle. But yeah, and you look at a team like Nottingham Forest, for example, you look at their home and away form. Chelsea, smash the like button, people. Chelsea will kick off this evening fixture. Both teams are ready. Conor Gallagher, the captain, geeing up the troops. Well, Reece James, but Gallagher is known to captain them at times. So yeah, man, I'm going to go with 1-1. But now that I said that, we're probably going to see about 5 goals now. Man, it's probably 3-2 City. I think Chelsea have that ability of being, a bit like Arsenal and Spurs in that they self-capitulate and do silly things at times, but they have quality players, man. That's why I think they'll get it sorted sooner rather than later. Like, you know, as much as an Arsenal fan, I don't want to praise Chelsea. I do think by their standards, the club is a mess and they need to go through some teething moments. They've got quality players, they've got an unlimited bank balance, and they've got a good manager in Pochettino. Conor Gallagher has found Enzo, who, if I'm honest, was quite poor against Spurs. Jackson, Cole Palmer doesn't get it. Reece James, Chelsea could be in here already. Just as I said that, a shot from Reece James has cannoned off a City player. And it's games like this, Chelsea players are going to need the fans. They're going to need their fans to make as much noise and give them an advantage and G on the troops. Reece James takes the throw in and he goes back home, people, to Zassi. There's no thingy Colwill today. I don't know why he's out, but yeah. Thiago Silva, who there's rumors that this will be his last season at Chelsea and he's going back to Brazil to end his career. What a player he's been, you know. When I look at Silva, 9 times I feel sorry for him because, you know, obviously he did win the Champions League at Chelsea, but I think he joined Chelsea at a terrible time for him, saying that he won the champs, but I don't think he deserves the mess that Chelsea have been for the last 18 months, especially at his age. He's been a quality signing. Nobody mentions age. And, you know, if he really wanted it, I reckon, you know, Chelsea are going to have to move on from him, but I reckon he could easily play. He easily got another year minimum in the Premier League. Easily. And not that he's a player like that, but, you know, if he was going to sign for a team that, you know, are not trying to do what Chelsea doing, he could easily play. This is great play from Chelsea. The problem is you've got Kyle Walker with that recovery pace. That was a neat bit of play. It was cut out, though. Edison, has he found someone? He's found Diaz, who finds himself in unfamiliar territory at right back temporarily. Kyle Walker goes back to Edison. It's no fun being a City fan, surely. You're saying, oh, my team is so good. We won the treble. Everyone's perfect. The manager's perfect. You can't help but be jealous of City. Nonchalant flick by Bernardo Silva gives it to Caicedo. Caicedo finds his midfield colleague Enzo Fernandez, who finds Cole Palmer. And guys like Cole Palmer, you're watching today because surely you're playing with a bit of a point to prove it. Oh, well, he was giving it to Haaland. As we know, you know, City probably didn't want to sell Cole Palmer. It did look like Cole Palmer would get even more game time with a number of departures, but he made it clear, I want to cut. Pep said this, I want to cut. And, you know, Pep, when they say Pep doesn't put in a fight to hold on to his players, every year is Bernardo Silva dispels that. But Pep don't really act. Once you say you want to cut, you can cut, really. And when he talks, when I listen to Pep Guardiola speak, he keeps making a big point of motivation. I don't want players that are not motivated. I'm not saying Cole Palmer wasn't, but if you want to leave, then yeah. Jeremy Doku, Julian Alvarez kind of killed Bernardo Silva, but Bernardo's been able to bring it under control. Cole Palmer, I think that's surely a goal kick. It is a goal kick. I did think Bernardo Silva was fouled before that, but a good bit of tracking back from him, people. Big up the South Koreans. I think that's the first time across Twitch and YouTube I've seen somebody's tuned in from South Korea. Big up yourself, you know. Again, look at what we have here, people, you know, many different races, religions, backgrounds, sexual orientations, cultures, all of that stuff. And we're all here for our love of football. It's crazy, man. It really does warm my heart, especially when, you know, you look in the news nowadays, all there is just bad things and people creating divisions very much in the country I live in England. If you've been looking at the marches and things like that. Enzo Fernandez with a cute nutmeg being pursued by his international colleague Alvarez. Cucurella has found Raheem, Shelley and Fraser. Sterling has lost it. Folding. God, why couldn't you make me be able to play like Phil Foden? I wouldn't pass no one the ball. You couldn't get the ball off him in a phone box. Unfortunately, he's been fouled. Good little play from him. Yeah, he was fouled there. There is a bit of a late one. DG, bring the pillow, blanket, and that good for the City Chelsea. Watchalong. I do think City will win today. Football is universal. It is, man. Big up yourself, John, because you're always here. But yeah, predictions, I'm going to stick with 1-1. So far, there's been no goals here, but the more it goes on, the more I feel we might be in for a thriller, man. 9 times out of 10, I don't know about anyone. Very rarely do the big games match up. It's like, you know, City Chelsea all week. They'll sell plenty of trailers. You know, when a trailer of a movie looks great, people, and then the actual movie isn't as good. 9 times out of 10, I think that's how games are kind of played, really. I think that definitely where Arsenal's concerned, Arsenal versus Chelsea weren't really that much in terms of quality. Newcastle, Arsenal as well, Spurs as well. Don't get twisted by other metrics. It was entertaining. And to be honest, so far, it's been a positive start from Chelsea, if I'm brutally honest, really. The ref has said play on. It's on this left-hand side with Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling plays in Cucurella. This is positive. Great defending by Phil Foden there. Again, Chelsea, it's a 90-minute game. But 4 minutes in and a couple of seconds, smash the like button. It's a positive start from Chelsea, really did. It's like they're going for it, isn't it? And I think that's the only way you can beat City. You have to suffer. There's obviously going to be moments where they may score. They might put you under the cosh. You're without the ball for large spells, but you have to be positive. In the Premier League, you know, sorry, Cole Palmer corner. Has he found a target? He's found Edison. Probably forgets he's not your teammate anymore. You know, I'm only 28, so like in the early 2000s and before that, when you saw freak results or underdogs win, it's a thing where they were just sitting back for the vast majority of the game. They might have got one chance and ultimately took their chance. I think nowadays now, the way to beat teams is to have a goal, really and truly. Anytime City's lost, in my opinion, of course they've had poor days and whatnot, but teams have had a goal. Julian Alvarez is in here, can't find a teammate. Caicedo picks up the pieces. Games like this, I guess if you're a Chelsea fan, you want to see every player stand up to be counted. But in particular, the 200+ million quid of, you know, a World Cup winner in Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, Raheem Sterling got a point to prove. He's been invited to dribble forward. What's he going to do? He's done well to find Jackson, really. Saying that, maybe that wasn't the best of options. Ref has said play on. Good advantage by the ref. Haaland. City do have, you know, very few players further forward, and there is a sea of darker blue shirts, people in support of this defense. And Bernardo Silva's in no rush. He wants to continue holding on to the ball. He's found Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker is here with Phil Foldinho on this right-hand side. He's not Saka, but he's all right. 23, still treated like an 18-year-old quality player. Though. Kyle Walker on the overlap. Is that another goal kick? I don't know. I think the ref has said corner. Feels like a decent game, man. Where are my 3-point collectors at this weekend? We're out here. DG, what you telling me, G? Marcel, my guy. Don't get twisted, Marcel. I meant to get onto you. A bit shameless for midweek, but he's cool. 3-point debt collectors. Spurs could never. Chelsea have too many players that don't understand the league yet. What do you mean? Forgive me, but what do you specifically mean by not understanding the league? What do you mean by that? I don't get it. I just genuinely want to understand so I can comment. Corner kick to Manchester City, people. You've got Julian Alvarez taking this one. Ref is talking to Diaz, Disasi, Haaland, and Caicedo. Oh, Disasi and Diaz in handbags. Disasi remaining strong, not trying to let Diaz get on the goalie. Diaz is obviously trying to unnerve Sanchez. Something from the training ground. And I don't know what Thiago Silva is saying, but he's doing this. So maybe that means something. What I would say to Disasi, there's already a crusade against defending. Keep your hands down. The corner's been delivered. I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but it hasn't worked out. It's fallen to Doku. Doku loses it. Finds Raheem Sterling. Good strength by Raheem Sterling. He finds Jackson. Jackson's on his own. He's going to have to channel his inner Jogba. He's got behind Kyle Walker. I'm capping. He hasn't. Good defending. Top Spur. What's that? Of course, I'm going to do an edited video talking about the Burnley game. And of course, I'm going to use that in the video. Kyle Walker. Which my friend was looking at me today, mad at football. I said, in my opinion, Kyle Walker's still the best right back around. Not that there's a whole leap of great fullbacks and stuff. In fact, fullback better yet. I still think Kyle Walker Kyle Walker's the only guy I've seen have decent games against the Viniciuses and things like that. And half of these players always talk about Kyle Walker as one of the difficult ones. I think, what Trent is good at, like the things that for Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think he does it to a higher standard. I think Reece James is a fairly good all-rounded player. And I don't think Kyle Walker's necessarily the most glamorous fullback, but I don't see significant weakness. He reads the game well, good recovery pace, clearly intelligent, has played the fullback role a different kind of way. He's good 1v1. Of course, Kyle Walker's probably one of the, traditional fullbacks kind of left in the game. He's not he obviously inverts, but he's not an inverted fullback. He's not like a Trent where Trent could basically play centre midfielder and whatnot. I mean, who wouldn't want Reece James? I mean, Arsenal tax, the man can't stay fit. He might get more injuries. I mean, it means you don't have to play against Martinelli anymore. So why not? Big up Reece James on his recovery from flying to Turkey to get a BBL done. Phil Foden can't control a ball. I won't say that too many times. It's gone out of play. I won't lie. I think the first opening 4 minutes from Chelsea were really good and they're still in it. But I think in the last couple of periods, City are just letting them know, listen, we can still do things. Yeah, Walker is number one in England. Facts, Walker been the best in the business for a minute. I love Trent, but I can't be shameless. Got to keep it real. I think with Trent, I just think if I was a Liverpool fan, I do think people exaggerate with Trent's weaknesses. Obviously, there's a lot he can improve in. There's frail moments. But I think people move like he proper can't defend. Like he can't do anything. But I don't, and he can still improve. But I think with the way, Trent's been there, done it all for Liverpool. He's in the game now. I think if I was a Liverpool fan, similar to Zinchenko, I just kind of accept their weaknesses and just try to focus on their strengths. Like I think Reece James is more all-rounded than Trent, for example. I think Reece James scores quite higher across good 1v1, all the fullback stuff. But I think what Trent does good, very good, great to a world-class level, Reece James can't talk to him in that. But they're two fantastic players, man. And to be fair, the biggest beneficiary is Southgate, really. You got both to choose from. Doku, Oh, he almost found Foden, but saying that, I swear, I could be wrong, but didn't Southgate not take Trent to one of them international tournaments? I might be making that up. I'm sure there was controversy. There was controversy around Trent not being selected. Diaz, Alvarez, Rodri. Oh, Rodri. And Rodri's a baller as well, man. City just got too many of them, man. How can everyone be a baller? Like, who does City have that's not a good player? Like, it's actually crazy. Akanji. 10 minutes in, don't think no keepers had to do anything of significance. It's all gravy right now. Did you have a Sunday league game today? No, I didn't. So I went to go watch my old team. A lot of Chelsea players are either really young or came from a different league recently. I hear that. But then again, I think for a team like Chelsea, it's a bit redundant. I definitely feel you're right, but I feel it's redundant because yes, you know, you have to adapt to the league. And I'd say if I was a foreign player, I don't know how it is in other countries, but I would say, you know, if I was a foreign player, I might be a bit naive and think, you know what, like let's just say I signed for City. I know City versus Chelsea, it's a big game. But there's them games you might rock up at Bournemouth or like Liverpool last week with Luton, or you know, Newcastle's a big club, of course, but the Newcastle one, every game's a madness. Everyone's on mad things. I would say that would shock me. But at the same time, it's football, bro. The pitch is still the same, the ball's still the same. Reece James giving a hospital pass, he's done very well on Chelsea on the break here. But again, there needs to be more supporting acts. Cole Palmer. Chelsea, you have to take these chances. Cole Palmer shoots, very selfish from him. Is Reece James offside? The flag has stayed down. Palmer, Gallagher, poor pass from Gallagher to try and play a give and go. Oh, wow. Shaky defending from City. Fortunately, Edison collects. It's them situations there that if you're a Chelsea fan, you want your team to take advantage of. I think that's very poor decision-making from Cole Palmer. Obviously, he's confident and he's a good player. But if you're going to be greedy and go for the shot, you need to work Edison. You need to score or at least get a corner. You should have passed it a long time ago. Credit has to go to Reece James because when Chelsea were building up from the back, Reece James was sly, sold short, showed bravery to nick the ball and Chelsea on their bikes. So far, so good, man. Pretty even game. But yeah, whether you're in, as I was saying, like football's still football, isn't it, really? And, you know, like Chelsea, for example, you look at Caicedo, like forget where, you know, the fact that you're not from England, bro. You're from Ecuador. You've definitely played in hostile environments. What is England to you? You know, Enzo Fernandez, Argentina, what is that to you? Raheem Sterling, you've come, you know, you've been in the Premier League. Cole Palmer, you've been at City. You know the seriousness that goes with it, really. Jackson, fair enough. These guys a bit raw and stuff, and it is a transitional period, but how far does that go? Because I think a lot of the time in the last 12, 18 months for Chelsea, you know, Thiago Silva's, you know, he's looked their best player at times. And it can't be the same old. Whenever I watch Chelsea, it's always the same old 1, 2, 3 players that are really playing out of their skin. When it was Arsenal, these men went into low blocks. Everyone shook of us giving the middle spaces. Run the agendas, man. You just can't be scared against City. If you be brave against them, you may have half a chance. And that should go for life, really and truly. Like, they will hit you. Like, you mess about, it's problems. And with City, it's dangerous because, like, let's just say the Chelsea players, for example, right now, they're thinking, yo, City aren't that good. We're doing our thing. We're getting some chances. We're going in behind. City can just cut you in 3, 4 passes. So, for example, if I'm a fullback and I start gambling a lot more than I should, wait, City can cut you open all over that field from their goalie to everybody. Everyone's got an assist or a goal in them or the ability to fashion that chance. Diaz with a switch of play. Does he find Doku? Does find Doku. Reece James says, thank you very much. Reece James just sent someone shot, wanted too long on the ball. Bernardo Silva picks out. Again, I'm happy to, as a neutral, to see potentially Kyle Walker versus Sterling and Doku versus Reece James, really. Two good players in their respective positions. Interesting one. Calvin Phillips. Yeah, to be fair, Calvin Phillips. That's the first real miss. Like, that's the only one at City that ain't really worked. Like, what other signings at City haven't worked out, really? I think in the league, they've got the best hit to miss ratio. Like, cool, you miss with Calvin Phillips. That's an L. Grealish might not be worth in some fans' eyes 100 million, but I'd say that worked out definitely last season. Again, it is early on Doku, but Doku's good. Akanji, they can never tell. Pep is going to be fined one day, and these revelations are going to come out. That isn't the same Akanji that was at Dortmund. I don't care what anyone tells me. The same lab they made Haaland, that's where they found him. This is a completely different player. You know, he needs to be tested for drugs. Like, he's growing his hair, he's playing well. And he's speaking of the devil. He's been fouled by Colin Gallagher. He's worked out. Ake worked out. Who else is there? We'll be here all day, innit? Guardiola's just signed for the club, but you can see it. Maybe, I don't know for Kovacic how prominent he's going to feature. But Pep ain't gonna buy if there's not a reason. To be honest, I rate Calvin Phillips. You won trebles, you're getting called up for your country, you're cooling, innit? Like Pep Guardiola and that, you're good, you're earning beer money. I might sit there and say, oh, you know what? Let me just try get a loan to West Ham and that play some football. Think about the Euros, come back to City next season. I'm good. I do think Pep boys him a lot though. Like I would love to know if obviously Pep Rodri could be in here. Obviously Pep had an opinion. Alvarez's shot is blocked, but I want to know how convinced he was in Calvin Phillips. Was there other targets, and then for some reason, them things there could have happened, and they said, you know what? Do you want Calvin Phillips? And he thought, you're right, because it's not that he gets onto him, but he's almost too brutally honest when he talks about Calvin Phillips. He's overweight. He'll never get ahead of Rodri. He just bare honest, and obviously Calvin Phillips can't be idiot. You know you're stepping to City and what they've got. You know that you're going to struggle. But if you back yourself well enough, fair enough. So another corner to Manchester City. Julian Alvarez takes. Who is he trying to find there? Guardiola wins it into the hands of Sanchez. How is it no one wants to play us this open? City didn't even try that too at the back. Naturally, because that's a strength of ours, isn't it? Like, why would you want to do that? Obviously, when you look at Arsenal against City and Chelsea against City, with the greatest of disrespect to my Chelsea supporters, because I'm not even trying to boy you, we're a better team than them at this moment in time. We're more dangerous if you do certain things against us. So why play into the strengths? Of course, Chelsea got players that will cut you open, but they don't believe, clearly City don't believe it's as great. So they probably more focused on what they want to do. And it's the press from City, man. And it's that man Haaland, because striker's got the best job. You don't have to play well for, a goalie could make, a million saves across a game, though. For 1 minute he lets one in, the good performances isn't spoken about. A striker, to a degree, can stink up the place all game. He gets one chance in the 90th minute. He scores. He's the poster boy. Kyle Walker with a throw-in. Bit of a chess match so far. I think both teams have let the other team know what they're about. I think both teams have looked fairly positive in possession. Still waiting for either Edison or Sanchez to really have to do something of significance. Again, we was talking about matchups. Thiago Silva versus Haaland. And, obviously, Thiago Silva, you never lose the brain unless you get Alzheimer's or something, God forbid for everyone. But he's experienced. So I don't really think, the fact that he's getting on a bit matters. Pardon me, Cole Palmer plays it in behind for Jackson. It's a terrible. Cole Palmer's a good player, but he needs to, you're a good, very good player. A couple of your passes for someone of your standard, they're not there. And against City, it needs to be there. You need 17 minutes in time. Is flying. Smash the like button, folks. Needs to be a lot better. Thiago Silva, who has he found? Finds Conor Gallagher. Gallagher to Sterling. Sterling's looked up for this. Tries to play a 1-2 with Gallagher. Gallagher realizes it's not on, but they do keep the ball. Cucurella, who could have been playing for Manchester City at some point. Thiago Silva tries to switch play. Does he find his man? Of course it does. Good control by Reece James. Brave by Reece James. Has he done well? Done very well to find Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer on this right-hand side. I wonder where Cole Palmer ends up, man, because, obviously he can play off that wide right. It's not really a winger or inside forward. Conor Gallagher into the hands of Edison. He plays off the wide right. It's more like a wide playmaker. He drifts inside. I think he's at home as a 10. I do think with a bit of experience and stuff, I do think he'll have the scope to one day play as an 8. I don't think he'll do that anytime soon for Chelsea. But yeah, Bravo, Mangala, Delph, that Belgian left back. Who's the Belgian left back? Phillips, Negredo, Navas. City have misses. I didn't say City don't have misses. Of course they do, really and truly. But of course, across the years, that's a handful of names. And I wouldn't even say Delph was a miss, really, because that weren't a Pep signing, was it? Under Pep, I should have said, how many players have been a miss? I don't think Navas was that bad. Negredo didn't work out. Didn't they get Negredo when they were targeting for top 4? Yeah, I default Phillips, you're right. I wouldn't agree with Delph. I think Delph kind of overestimated himself going City, but by the end of it, he found a role for himself as a left back. But of course they have misses. Mangala, crap. Bravo, for me, rubbish. But I mean, Pep made a commitment to trying this new keeper. Sergio Gomez not really doing nothing. That's that as well. Yeah, 100%. But then we're cherry picking, aren't we? Chelsea bare signings haven't worked out. United definitely bare signings ain't worked out. Spurs 100%. Arsenal, as much as I like Mikel Arteta, and definitely in the last 18 months, we're doing very good in that regards of bringing in signings. But there's been misses at this club. Edison, Diaz, Conor Gallagher. That is good intensity. I don't know how long Diaz wanted on the ball. He's made a mess of it. Sterling says safe. Has to shoot. Do you know what? Sterling's tried not to be greedy and pass. And Rodri just sent him for a bagel. And Enzo Fernandez has got in there. Cole Palmer fighting. What position does Enzo play? I don't even know myself, if I'm honest. But I'd imagine with Caicedo, you're the 8, innit? Like you was playing as a 6. You've got Caicedo, who's like the piano pusher. You're the piano player, innit? You've got that to venture forward and do a bit of everything. Like Conor Gallagher's like the advanced ball winning midfielder. Caicedo's the 6. Reece James wins the header. Caicedo goes up for it. Surely there's a foul there. Is the ref saying play on? Ref is saying play on, actually. Bernardo Silva, Haaland's gone down. There's no way Haaland could be looking for a penalty there. And again, it's good defending by Thiago Silva. Again, I think this is a good game in terms of individual matchups, man. Wait, why has Haaland got the ball? Are they appealing for a pen? That can't be a pen. I don't know what's going on here, people. You know, Reece James and Caicedo are down. They do say in Sunday League and as in kiddie football, play to the whistle. Some Chelsea players aren't doing that. Thiago Silva is, and he's picked it over. Wait. Nah, is he giving a pen? Cucurella appealing? Nah. No way. Nah. Hey, ref, I think, listen, I hate Chelsea as much as the next Arsenal man, yeah? Oh, Cucurella, you're in probably, yep. You know what? It should never be a penalty these days, but in this present game, it's a pen, in it. Hands all over him. Haaland's played Cucurella like a baby. Hugh Izzy's in trouble. That's a soft one and a harsh one, but just because it's that doesn't mean it's not one. Anytime, you know, there's a crusade on defending. They want defenders to be able to cut off their arms. Anytime you grab a shirt, you're in trouble. I do think that's harsh. I didn't think there was much looking at that first time, but I can't lie, with the replays on the screen, I think that's a good spot. I don't think that should be a pen in football. I think football's gone mad, but in the present day, you're seeing them giving in it. And we all know with referees, the most frustrating thing about the implementation of VAR in that is this same incident will happen in the next game and it'll be a different outcome. To be fair, I don't know if they're focusing on the Haaland thing now, because I've just saw in a camera angle on Sky Sports, when Reece James and Caicedo are going down, it's hit one of the hands. I don't know what's going on now, people, man. Smash the like button. Let me know your thoughts on what we've seen so far, people. What have you made of this game so far, folks? I think that's a harsh one. Football's gone soft, man. There's no point defending now. You know, if I'm in my defensive box, yeah, and you're about to shoot, and naturally I'm throwing everything at your shot to kind of block it, so you don't do that, and it smashes my hand, bro. It's a pen. Football's mad now, man. I think Haaland, oh God, hella street smart. If it is for the Cucurella thing, Haaland is hella street smart, and I see the way he went and grabbed the ball. Haaland, you're smart still. Cucurella in problems. And as a fullback at Sunday League, I hate moments like that. You know, anytime there's a target man striker, naturally you should tell them to pull onto someone who's 5'8", because you have to kind of grab shirts, or you're gonna get pinned if they put the ball in the box. Maybe if Cucurella cut his hair, he could have seen what was happening there. Haaland, I'm not gonna lie, you need to score in it. My FPL team, I didn't make several changes. I've got Ndoggy, Maddison, Dan Burn, they're all injured. I see Salah got me a brace. I see Ward-Prowse got me an assist. Haaland, don't mess about. My FPL needs this. Don't mess about. Don't mess about. It feels like I've seen Haaland involved in a couple of penalty shouts. Was it Haaland that Højlund was fouling in the build-up to one of the penalties at United? It weren't him, is it? It wasn't Haaland. Bro, look, Haaland is a scary brother, you know. You look into his eyes, you don't see nothing. Like, you're not human, man. You must have been made in a lab. Come on, Haaland, I need this for my FPL. Wait. Do you lose FPL points if someone misses a penalty? Hella scripted. 6'4" versus 5'8", and it goes down like that. It's true. But it's street smartness you got to. I think Sanchez is going to save it. Haaland! Who said that? What do you mean he's saving it? Sends the keeper the wrong way. Shush, man. Predicting stuff. Haaland has broken the deadlock. 24 minutes in, Manchester City 1, Chelsea 0. And I do think it was a very harsh penalty to be given. You know, I do think it kind of temporarily knocks the wind out of Chelsea's sails. I think they were very competitive. But if I was a Chelsea manager or involved in Chelsea, what I would say is you're not out the game. Really, did you know, I know Arsenal, we beat City at home, just saying, and we get the clean sheet. And, you know, I never saw this Haaland when it was against Saliba. But banter aside, anyone's game plan, even when we won, if it's filtered around beating City, you can't prevent the inevitable. You know, while you want to defend well and things like that, this is football. You're going to concede. I don't think anyone focuses on let's keep a clean sheet against City. It's not one of them teams, isn't it? So you probably had to have expected to concede, and most importantly, reaction. But yeah, nonetheless, City have taken the lead. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I think that is ridiculous. I think that is he has got his hands on him. To be honest with you, if I'm honest, I'd have to see it again. But it looks like Haaland's got his shirt. I'll be real. Haaland's played him in it. Like Haaland's played him. They've got hands on each other. Haaland's played that to his advantage. But we're gonna see. You know, pens of that nature are not going anywhere. Cucurella violated. Haaland goes down like one Bedina. To be fair, but if I'm honest, I wish my Arsenal players were a little less honest and were quite dishonest. Conor Gallagher's been fouled. Can't lie, Gallagher. I like you as a footballer, but you got to be Enzo Fernandez is better than you, and he's not put them holes in the back of his socks. You can only the skiller dons and the showstoppers should be cutting up their socks like that, not guys who work hard and mucking and stuff. Trying your best to stand out with the ponytail and whatnot. Decent player, and you have to rate Gallagher. He was made available by Chelsea, refused to go. He's convinced Pochettino he can be involved. I think Silva clears that before. I feel sorry for Silva because honestly, Cole Palmer's been booked. I thought it was going to be a corner or business as usual. I couldn't believe that's given a penalty. Chelsea have won it back here. Conor Gallagher you thumped it at Sterling, and Sterling's touch is horrible. It's them kind of situations Chelsea have got to exploit. But if Conor Gallagher, can he get a shot? If there's one Caicedo, can't do the DG shot thing. If there's one criticism of Chelsea or one glaringly obvious thing beyond any others, they struggle to put the ball in the back of the net. Cole Palmer, that's a good pass. Enzo Fernandez. Conor Gallagher tries to bulldozer his way through. Cucurella, who gave away the penalty. Wait, what? I think Chelsea have been given a free kick here. Haaland had 0 XG against Saliba 2 times in a row. You know what we do, innit? Generational centre-back. You know, certain man keep buying French centre-backs and they're all meaty. DJ, you taking Onana as a part replacement? The Everton one, not the United one. I don't mind Onana, but I wouldn't mind him for the squad, but it's gonna cost an arm and a leg. Free kick in a dangerous position for Chelsea, you know. Someone like Reece James can hit one. I guess if you're a Chelsea supporter or his manager Poch or even Reece James himself, the minimum you want to do is hit the target, work the keeper. I don't think it's a penalty for what I remember as football, but in this present day and age, like this is what they're giving them for, innit? This is what they're giving them for, you know, the Saliba one, the Højlund one, what we've seen with Cucurella today. It's not that we have to accept it, but we have to become comfortable with these things. Both of Chelsea's fullback fancy this free kick, or maybe, you know, Cucurella does what I do at Sunday League. I'm just over it for image. Reece James. Oh, good effort from Reece James. Good effort from Reece James. And equally a great save by Ederson. He's applauded by his teammates. That's a good effort from Reece James. Very good. And again, I think people underestimate how difficult it is to get these over the wall and just to dip at. Oh, that would have been a great goal from him. And I must admit, yeah, like my friend in the group chat, he has said something here and it makes sense. Big up my guy, Tommy said, if they give the pen, it should be a red card for denying a goal scoring opportunity whilst not trying to play the ball. VAR is really effing bad. And Chelsea are backed. Justice has been restored. The man I was praising, Thiago Silva, blink and you miss it, people. I think my 1-1 prediction is out the window. Thiago Silva bagged. He's been linked with a move away from Chelsea. Boy, I would say, you know what, not with being biased, neutral hat on. I think Chelsea deserved that. The deadlock shouldn't have been broken. It's been a corner, blink and you miss it sort of things. Chelsea have delivered the corner. Boy, Silva just wanted it more than Haaland. And this is the age-old thing they say about strikers and defending. Haaland's gone to sleep. Thiago Silva's just gone through about his business unmarked. He's actually made the run off of Haaland and he's put it home. It's a very good header from a legendary centre-half. Probably one of the most underappreciated or underrated centre-halves of this generation. Well, when I say generation, you know what I mean. And I mean, I don't like Chelsea, but, you know, Brazil bias, Thiago Silva, bad boy. Deserved that. And I think Chelsea deserved that as well. And I think if I'm Cucurella, I'm the most relieved man on the planet, if I'm honest with you lot, people. Silva or Ramos, guys. For me, at the art of defending and that, Thiago Silva. Cool, Ramos can hit a free kick and do these things, but yeah, it's got to be Thiago Silva. I think Sergio Ramos is a GOAT defender and stuff, but I do think with his knack of his knack for getting goals and hitting free kicks and all these things, I don't necessarily think he's had some colossal defensive performances. But I think when you compare him to other GOATs defenders, I think there's guys better than him, isn't it? Haaland trying to bully Cucurella. The ref says the ball hasn't gone out. Phil Foden don't back the beef. Only wants to turn up when the game's half won. Raheem Sterling, Chelsea, the energy levels just look up, man. And City have to find a way to cope. It fully is game on. Conor Gallagher, good play from him. He's having a good game, if I'm honest. Enzo Fernandez, Cucurella, first time into Sterling, showed too much of that. Diaz will say thank you. Kyle Walker, Rodri. Rodri's done very well there, and it's here with Phil Foden. It's a throw-in on this right-hand side. Reece James wearing low socks after he got a leg tattoo. This youth thinks he's me. I'm trying to have a midfield three of 6-foot giants. Only thing with Onana, is he techie enough? I'd be for him, but the price tag they want kind of meaty. I mean, I think his technical level's fairly all right, but they're just going to, like you said, they're going to price him out of a move. I reckon 3-1 City. Blokes pushing 40, fair play. You have to respect Thiago Silva, and it shows clearly when you take care of your body and all of that stuff, you're all right. And this, Thiago Silva uses this among everything. Your legs might lose it one day. I'm sure if you speak to him, you know, recovery probably takes a bit longer. He's clearly not as quick as he is. But once you got this upstairs, you're all right. Kyle Walker. Even Kyle Walker's another example. Clearly, he hasn't lost his legs. He's still going. He's younger than Thiago Silva, but he's still there. Oh, Thiago. Foden, don't be doing that to legends. That's a good ball into the box by Foden. Haaland's missed. Hey, I'm not even going to say what happened to Thiago Silva, but you Phil Foden, have some respect for your elders and legendary members of the game. There's no need to do that bit of skill to Thiago Silva. He's out wide. He's tried to defend. He's nutmegged him. Have some respect. And Foden's cross comes short. Is actually a good one. Haaland just can't connect. Purely running out of angles. Professional, man. Thiago Silva ain't even that tall. How tall is he? But I do think it's very much a British thing, English game thing. Like your centre backs, maybe not so much now, but your centre backs got to be like 6 foot, 7 foot. You look at Cannavaro, where Italy are concerned. Obviously, Spain have some tall centre halves, but they've never been really the biggest or most I think it's the attitude around what a centre half is, as well as the obvious. And you know, I watch a lot of under 19s and 17s. It's the under 17s World Cup. Not too many of them Spanish defenders are massive like that. So yeah, man, I'd take Onana in a heartbeat. Arsenal could definitely use more size. City could be in there. It's a good watch, man. I don't know what Disasi's complaining about personally. I don't know why Bernardo Silva's getting onto him as well, but yeah. I must admit, I think City could play with a lot more intensity. I don't think they're matching. Obviously, the game means equal. It's of equal importance. There's 3 points, but you know, it's a bigger 3 points for Chelsea if they win, similar to when Arsenal are there. And obviously, Chelsea are playing in front of their home fans. You know, it seems like they're really up for this. Kyle Walker, bit booky, but he's found Diaz, and I think Diaz is the best centre back in the Prem. Personally, he's not done anything glaringly obvious, but he's brazy. Haaland is basic. All these elite talks, I can't take it. Bit harsh. I don't think he's an elite footballer per se. There's plenty of players in the league that have a better technical level, but man can't say Haaland if he's not elite, which I think he is. He's on his way to doing it. Now, of course, Rodri's in here. I think Haaland knows his strengths, knows his weaknesses, and does it great. Inches, that's what she said. Phil Foden, since they've been pegged back, he is taking personal responsibility. He had a decent little cross where he tried to find Haaland and his shot's just gone wide. But, I mean, what's not elite about Haaland? Like, I know in football, yeah, you could be a striker that gets 20, 30 goals. I'm not saying people sit there and say, oh, but you don't get 10 assists. You could be a striker that is a facilitator, but you don't get goals. You could be a good centre half. You're not good with the ball at your feet. You could be a good goalie. People start talking about your passing, and all of these things are relevant. But I do think it's a bit harsh. I think Messi, to a degree, Ronaldo, but I think Messi's messed up a lot of people's thoughts in that, you know, there's just unrealistic expectation. Haaland knows his weaknesses. He's effing elite at it, you know. He knows what he's good at, and he exploits it. Like, I don't know if Haaland will ever be the best player in the world in my book. That's a good ball to Jeremy Doku. Another one he failed the Benjamin White test, and he failed the Reece James test there. I don't know if he'll ever be the best footballer in the world, but definitely in terms of strikers, he's going down as someone legendary. Haaland's got everything. He knows when to make runs. knows when to be in the box. I don't think he scored from outside the area, which I'm sure City fans would like to see that, but he knows what he's good at and not good at. To be fair, that's a very good set piece from Chelsea, man. Look, Cole Palmer and Cucurella are doing verbal, and then Thiago's just ghosted through. But even that, it's less hands. But this is where it doesn't make sense, because Cucurella has got hands on the City man when they're attacking that corner. So by that logic of what they gave the penalty for, shouldn't it be ruled out? It's a bit like the Arsenal game yesterday in that. Fair enough, against Newcastle, we got, Gabriel wearing a foul. They gave a foul, kind of what the Gabriel Newcastle thing was against Saka when we could have scored. And then we should have had a penalty by that same logic. The rhetoric doesn't make sense. Even against Newcastle, the game, I haven't got a problem with VAR personally. It's how it's implemented in this country. And I've made peace in that there will never be consistency. We'll never understand it, Again, I'm going a bit left and really talking on stuff I don't really understand. But you look at them, the Chelsea and City team, yeah. You've got a couple of British players out there, of course. And then you've got players from Haaland's from Norway. You got all different regions, yeah. Fans watch this game from all over the world. Players, managers, physios, all these things are all different nationalities. Why is it just British refs? And I'm not having some crusade against the British. Why is there not foreign referees implemented in the Premier League? Why don't we look at how foreign people implement? Oh, it's 2-1. Chelsea, Raheem Sterling against his old team. Stelly and Fraser has bagged. Reece James deserves a lot of credit. I don't think he'll get the assist. But as I said, I don't think City are coping with the intensity levels. I got the scoreline wrong, but I did say I think Chelsea might surprise a couple of people here. Chelsea have flipped it on its head. Pep Guardiola don't even know where to look. The only luxury you can give Man City at this moment in time is that it's Manchester City. You can't rule them out. But boy, let's watch that again. Kyle Walker's won the header. As I said, I literally said it earlier. Diaz is moving shaky. He's out of position. Akanji switched off as well. Kyle Walker switched off. Reece James has done very well. Garwood, whatever his name is playing Sterling on side. So that debutes the VAR debate. Shout out to Cole Palmer and Reece James for their hand to play in it. Guardiola, that was horrible defending. That is just horrible defending from City. All aspects. People are not following runners. People are making poor decisions. Somebody has got to be aware of Sterling and get tight. Kyle Walker's tried to put out leg. Yeah, and by then Edison's out of nowhere. Pochettino is saying game on. It's a fantastic comeback, really. Boy, City, if you lose to Chelsea, I know we didn't lose at the bridge. There's always an agenda. I know we didn't concede against City. There's always something cooking. Both teams fighting for this win. This City team don't like to run. Tony for 100 million, that's a madman thing. Someone going to get a red card. I want drama. I say I want good football. I want goals. I want drama. And I've been given a few of those things. People forget Thiago Silva has been mixing it with the likes of Nesta, Maldini, Rio, and Ramos with some serious longevity in this game. Oh, Thiago's 30, man. Now, maybe if he, he spent the ball. I know he's in the Prem now, but maybe if he, went to a Madrid or came to the Premier League a lot sooner, he might be held in higher regards. Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden. Julian Alvarez delivers. I don't know who's cleared that from a Chelsea perspective. Sassi's done very well there. And I know it's not as naive as this, but for me, obviously City, they won the treble. The way they play is elite, but it just feels like City. It's not that there's not a plan B, because Pep's an elite coach. He can change things. But as an honest football fan, looking at it from the naked eye first time round, it does appear when things go wrong for City, there isn't really a plan B, if that makes sense. And I guess you have to kind of admire it that you stick to the principle, but it can become quote unquote predictable. Diaz. I just don't think they can. They're from a footballing sense, they're in it, but I just don't think they're coping with Chelsea's intensity levels. Kyle Walker. Don't know what's happened. What's happened there? I don't know, but player's been stopped. Thiago Silva is 5'10". Height matters as a centre back, though. The best ever centre backs are 6 foot plus. That's the rule. Cannavaro. It's exception, but I hear it, man. Cannavaro, though. Let's go. Chelsea normally won't big up those lot, but please take them lot down a notch. Big up DG. Happy Sunday to you and us at the Nation. Big up you lot. I'd rather a draw. I never want to see Chelsea win, and I don't know for Arsenal and winning league titles, but I guess by that logic, you'd want these lot to drop points. Chelsea have started the game well. They've done very well to bounce back from that dodgy VAR stuff. Reece James again. City's backline, they're gonna concede again. Chelsea need to make it 3-1 here. Reece James, poor pass into Sterling. For your sake, I hope it don't come to regret. City, they're looking like children out there defensively. Rodri, Whoa. I know you're a baller, Rodri. Whoa. Cucurella's on him like a rush. To be fair, Rodri, he's got out of it, but he's giving it straight back to the darker blue shirts. Cucurella, Fernandez, Reece James. Oh, well, Reece James lets the ball run under his foot, but he's got enough time to bring it down. I hate saying this, but it's up the Chelsea today. Nah, just neutral settings, man. Just neutral settings today, man. Poch told the players that this was a must-win this morning. Yeah, bro, do you know what? I feel sorry for managers because clearly for both teams to a degree, maybe the game plan, maybe more for City at this moment, it's gone out the window. But how much can you really tell these players? Yes, you can tell them tactics, be careful of this, do that. But the players have also got to go out there and implement it. Smash the like button, YouTube ones, big up Twitch. They've got to go out there and implement it. Sterling, horrible from him. They've got to implement it. But they have to believe, like Chelsea, this is the first time I've watched Chelsea in a while. To be fair, first half against us as well. But it's the first time I've watched Chelsea in a while where you can see belief in the players. Like even against Spurs, it weren't that they didn't believe, but it was like going through the motions, sort of thing. Brother, I'm from Omri, Eto, R9, Ara Haaland ain't on that. He's a bigger Van Nistelrooy. He ain't on that man's level. 100%. I don't think Haaland definitely would never be held in higher regard than R9 to me, or Omri, or Eto. You're right. That man who can do other stuff and got a bit of flip to them. Like Eto isn't known for his general play, but you got to remember he thrived out wide towards the latter end of his career when he was under Jose, and he said I would only do that for Jose. Kyle Walker, who has he found? He's found Bernardo Silva. Been a bit quiet from Bernardo. He finds Haaland. Okay. Oh, big save by Sanchez. Big save. As good as Sterling scoring. I think it's poor finishing from Haaland, but that's a big save. A big save. Colin Gallagher, you got to win the foul. Hey, Bandulu skills by Gallagher. Oh, Sterling waits in Rodri. This is crazy. Raheem Shillings. I would say that's easier now to be a shorter centre-back as strikers ain't as physical. You say that, but I think the role of a striker has changed. Like, you know, most of these strikers nowadays, historic, like generally, they're not necessarily the most prolific strikers at their club, and they're more facilitators. Big save. Doku could be. Doku's been quiet, man. You're looking spooky in these big games, Doku. Bernardo Silva twisting and turning. Squares it to Rodri. What's Rodri gonna do? He looking cool. You Rick Bournemouth and that. Benjamin White dealt with you. That Doku's looking spooky in these big games, man. You're not on that end, man. Fair enough, Man United, but like, it's not a big game, is it? To see Phil Foden attacks the space. The boy wonder, meaty from him, could do a lot better. You know, I'm sure if you're City, regardless, I think Chelsea have been the stronger team. Football is about ifs and buts, but it's also about absolutes, which Chelsea are absolutely ahead at this moment in time. City have Liverpool after the international break. Off topic because it just come up. Had Haaland have scored that chance just a few moments ago, Foden's banged on the door. But the thing is with City, they obviously have subs, but who do you bring on? Cole Palmer. Who was that? Jeremy Doku tried to follow him and just bounced off him. Raheem Sterling. Ooh! Gives Doku a taste of his own medicine. Raheem Sterling. What? Jackson Martinez got involved. I don't know what Raheem Sterling put in his cornmeal porridge today, but he's up for this. Gave Doku a taste of his own medicine by nutmegging him. I don't know what Jackson was doing there. Feeble attempt of winning the ball back. City on their bike. Sterling, you know. Sterling is really up for this, people. He's moving brazy. Very brazy. And what a career Raheem Sterling's had, man. Unfortunate, though, like when I think of Raheem Sterling, the first thing that goes through my head is racism. Unfortunately, he's had to put up with some nonsense. Sterling said, hold my rake. Hey, he's on a serious gunman shift from him today, man. Seamos thing needs to Seamos is quite butters, I'm not gonna lie. Reece James locking Doku up. Bro, Doku's not on that, man. Big game bully. Of course, I'll be shameless if he does something in the game, but you're not on that. And Benjamin White already showed the blueprint how to deal with these guys, man. It's meaty. Can't lie, City, if you let Chelsea score more than one goal against you, boy, it's looking spooky. We didn't. It's looking spooky. You know what? I'll be honest, City. You look like you need Declan Rice. Guardiola, who I think will be a success, but, you know, he's got moments of madness in him. Good shielding of the ball by Foden. And that's the thing. You look at City, you've got Alvarez, Haaland, Doku, and, you know, if maybe bringing on Doku in the second half could have been litter. Who do they bring on? Of course, City have wonderful options. Doku, looking spooky, man. You need to do something spooky. Cool, you got skills in that. Cole Palmer sticking to him very well. Oh, Cole Palmer's brushed off him like a dog. Oh, Palmer's tried to slide tackle with Doku smart. It's a corner. You leave your leg there. It's a pen. Cole Palmer and Sterling are up for this, 6 minutes of added on time. Big up you lot. Is it just me or this first half has flown by? I just left the store. I just left for the store after the Haaland pen. What happened? I think Chelsea, fixed up their ideas and got going again. It's a short taking corner. Bernardo Silva delivers. It's hit Akanji. Life is peak. It's 2-2. Akanji has scored. The Dortmund boys have bagged. This is not the same Akanji from Dortmund. I refuse to believe. Hair actually grows, doesn't make too many mistakes. And yeah, set pieces. You know what, Doku? You say he earned the corner. Saka and Martinelli do more than that, though. Both teams switching off from set pieces. The corner's been taken short. Then it's been delivered by Bernardo Silva. If I'm honest, Thiago Silva's probably switched off there. Not just Thiago, but nobody is aware. Look at Caicedo. He's watching like us. Great header by Akanji. And to be brutally honest, people, I think Chelsea have been the more dominant team. They've been better than City. City have had some chances. You're like, oh, you've seen them score. Foden's banged on the door. And look at Poch. He's vexed. He's vexed. It's just like Football Manager. Vexed. I am not jealous of managers. Poch, by the time, by the end of this season, your Barnet is going to look like Pep's. Arteta's as well. Enzo Fernandez finds Reece James. I think Chelsea just got to keep going on. I do think Chelsea deserve to be going into halftime winning. I don't think that penalty should have been given. By the end of the day, it hasn't it. It has. Ain't a left back. I think he can, but he's suspect at times. And some of you remember when we was doing watch-alongs for the Euros, you saw it. Forget when Messi done him in the World Cup. He's shown it. The best footballers think, and I think he's known to switch off. What's this ref on? What's happened there, ref? I mean, is he going to look at that tackle on Conor Gallagher? I mean, come on. I don't know why the ref stopped. Anyways, Akanji and Haaland with the goals for City. Thiago Silva and Raheem Sterling with the Chelsea goals. That was a great cross from Bernardo Silva. He's been quite quiet for Akanji. Reece James, Disasi, Caicedo, everyone looking, as you should, everyone baffled as to what's gone wrong there. Doku and Akanji busting little dances, IC3. We love this. We love this. We love this. Good game for the neutrals, man. As I say, I want goals. I want good football. I want drama. I want controversy. So far, I've got all of that. I'm a happy lad. Ruben Diaz has found Edison, who, to be fair, hasn't had too much to do. He made a great save from a Reece James free kick, but he's had to pick the ball twice at the back of his neck. Thiago Silva finds Reece James. I'm not going to lie, Chelsea's right-hand side, I know Sterling's on the left and he's doing well, but seems like the right-hand side is where it's all coming from. Right. It's one of them games you don't want the half to end, man. Doku is not polished yet. 100% he's not polished. Clearly very, very raw, but an exciting prospect. Doku's one of them players, yeah, in my opinion, you're either going to dramatically improve, and he has improved since signing for City, or this is going to be you. Like, you're going to be a devastating player, but, you're going to kind of be like St. Maximin in that you're excited. No one wants to play against you. You could rip teams, but Doku's a very good player. I wanted him at Arsenal, man. Like, if we had him in the squad, we'd lit. Doku has found Bernardo Silva, the diminutive Portuguese magician, ran out of space there. Gallagher, that's a great touch. Raheem Sterling, just sending City players shot for no reason, trying to do too much there. Haaland, Alvarez, Doku. Ref, that's not a foul. Doku stayed on his feet. Is Doku better for City than Palmer would have been? Two different kind of players. Like Pep made clear, I want you to stay, but Cole Palmer wants more games. And for me, I think he would have got a lot of game time at City, but that's all hypotheticals. Right now, you are playing week in, week out for City. I don't think he'll get called up into the England team anytime soon, but he's got to be one of those players on the radar. So it's kind of been backed up. Two very different players, Again, Cole Palmer's more of a facilitator. Doku's a demon, isn't it? It's like Doku against Grealish. Palmer's he's a lot more proactive and hungry to get goals than Grealish, but they're more like they're ballers, in it, really. They're more on, rather than run into space, let me get it, let me be in tight spaces, let me come short for the ball. Doku's just on ripping, guys. So I think they're quite different in that regard. And I think maybe Palmer might have got more game time because he's more versatile. I'm sure Doku can play left wing, right wing. Never a free kick. Not Cole Palmer. Kyle Walker knows he's in problems there. He knows he has to get the free kick. Tried to chop Sterling. Ref, I think that's a soft one. And I do think in general, referees have got, not that the refs made any, well, I don't think it's a pen in it, but I don't think in the game the refs done anything of significance. I don't know how I'd make it make sense, people, but I think referees, like, this is a big game, innit? Certain things that may be fouls in other games, I think you can let them go, or certain things that are yellow cards, like this is one of them games, if that makes sense. Pardon me, Raheem Sterling looking like a player. He is, man. Raheem Sterling, bro, whatever people say about Raheem Sterling, my man's been kicking balls since 16, 17 years of age. It is half time. No, it's not. Poch scared me. Poch, you had me fooled. I thought Poch was walking down the tunnel. But yeah, Raheem Sterling's been playing football from 16, 17 years of age, been a key player for his country. I could be wrong, but I'm sure he's in the Premier League 100 club or something of significance, you know. Established, you know, remember when Pep took over at City, they were saying Sterling's one of the first to, like, he's one of the first to cut. Done well there. He's at Chelsea. Like, you don't play for Chelsea, Liverpool, and City and have the career you've had and longevity, really, because by rule of thumb, Raheem Sterling should be peaking very soon and rubbing out very soon. You know, again, another one I think of is Milner. Milner's one of them that was playing since 16. You know, Cesc Fabregas and Wayne Rooney, they had great careers, but they peaked very early and like it was a rubby end towards their careers, if that makes sense. Conor Gallagher, Raheem Sterling, been one of the players for Chelsea. Jackson, Nicholas Jackson tries to get a shot away, earns a corner. I think I like Jackson. I think there's a player there, but he played Premier League football. I definitely couldn't move my feet as fast as you, but he just seems a second slower than some of his teammates, especially when Chelsea are putting moves together, like, you know, the Sterlings, Jameses, even Conor Gallagher. Things are like quick little flicks. He needs one more touch more than others. Raheem Sterling delivers, Edison collects. Yeah, like he needs one more touch more than others, or he's not as quick. Then again, you're just really being exposed to Premier League football. You have to give him that tact. Well, we've seen four goals in the first half of this game, people. You know, the last game in this game week, the last game before the international break, in my opinion, as a neutral, it's lived up to what it is so far, people. So I don't think anyone can complain. Smash the like button, folks. We have 58 likes. Terrible marking in this game. Yeah, man, from the set piece is horrible. I think the one Chelsea conceded was more terrible, if I'm honest, purely because they've switched off when they've taken it short. But equally, you know, Thiago Silva shouldn't be allowed to make that run off Haaland. You know, nobody's picking up Akanji. Akanji's got a free header. Sterling looks on it, and it is 2-2. Palmer, Inner City Youth, him and Pep don't get along, different vibes. I hear it. Caicedo and Enzo for $250 million value for money. Hey, we're looking at them. Caicedo, absolute spectator. I like Caicedo. I think he'll get things right. I do think, you know, you have to give all of these Chelsea players a bit of tax because it's a bit of a mess, you know, really. But at the same time, I think he is limited. There's nothing wrong with that. He's quality at what he does, but he's limited. And I do think he's not as good on the ball as I thought he would. And I would have still taken him at Arsenal. Chelsea are dumb enough to sell him tomorrow. With our midfield issues, I would have loved him. But I don't think him and Declan Rice would have worked consistently. I think there's games for it. I think I would have loved the options, but I just think I couldn't see them both playing as a 6. I don't think they've both got enough on the ball between them. I can't imagine a world where, you know, in hindsight, if Arteta wanted Rice as an 8 and Caicedo as a 6, I don't think you'll see too much dramatic improvement. But I think, you know, being at Chelsea, Caicedo will have to play the role a bit differently to what you're doing at Brighton, even though we know Brighton play attacking football and stuff. It is a fairly open game. Akanji and Isaac at Dortmund, I don't know what's going on. Is Rodri doing good, DG? I think he's doing all right. But I think it's more of a case of the Chelsea players playing a lot better. Chelsea think it's Christmas already, gifting goals. Chelsea fall off second half, peak for them. It's beautiful, DG, prime Barclays, box office. Hey, conceding 2 goals at home to City after spending 1 billion. Never my team. I won this. Kai Havertz could never. I think Rodri's doing all right, man. I've answered. He doesn't get the respect he deserves because of the racist media always rubbing man's character. Again, Raheem Sterling's been treated in this country like absolute dirt. You know, absolute dirt. And it's a fact, you know, Brendan Rodgers is, I'm not saying he's racist, but Brendan Rodgers in that is you speak to anyone in football, people, it's a fact. Raheem Sterling, you know, Rodgers was leaking things to the press and helping him being painted in a way. And we all know with what he looks like, his upbringing, all of these things, he's been treated like dirt. It's not just him, it's Rashford as well, and there's many others. That's why for me, I'd like Rashford. There's some guys that regardless of if they play for your team or not, you always support. But Rashford will always have my respect. It's been a tough couple of weeks for that guy. Poch looks disappointed. He's making a face. Wouldn't you be? You know, feel a bit of injustice from conceding with that penalty. I think they've been competitive. I actually think there's a lot of things Poch will be happy about in a game like that, if I'm completely honest with you. But then you've got yourself back in the game, and then one moment you switched off, and both managers have probably had to rip up their halftime team notes every single time after the goals been conceded and whatnot. Game's too fast for Rodri. He's good, but he's a slow plodder. Harsh. Play this young Chelsea team too emotional. I didn't say they're too emotional, really. And there's players that are young and old in that Chelsea team. I think it's just the same old naiveties. I would say for both teams, there's been 4 goals in this game. Both teams could have defended better. It is a bit open. I think Chelsea players are more playing to their standard than the City players, or playing closer to what their manager would be happy with. Bruce Jenner, get off the thing. No one cares about Kardashians. But as someone said, the marking would be the biggest thing, man. The marking it's been terrible, really and truly. It's been absolutely terrible. But if I'm honest, I feel both teams have, again, it's difficult where both teams have scored twice and there's been 4 goals. If I'm Chelsea, okay, Reece James, I'm not really saying you could have done better because that was a good free kick. I think sometimes in the final third, early on in that first half with Cole Palmer, decision-making could have been better. I think there's some chances that they could have maybe scored or worked Edison from. You know, I think Foden reacted very well to Chelsea taking the lead, He's had a couple chances. Haaland probably needs to score that Sanchez save. I think it's a great save by Sanchez, but I did feel also initially, for the standards that Haaland has set, is it a bit of a poor finish? Probably a bit of the 2, if I'm honest with you. That rhymes still. All this money Chelsea spent and he didn't buy a proper striker. Action Jackson is the scrub. To be fair with you, I think if they can, I think in January they'll look to. I think the Tonys, the Osimhens, the Vlahovics, Chelsea's going to kind of get one of those strikers, if that makes sense. Big up yourself, S. Rice better than Enzo and that Caicedo thing. Hey, D, just popping in to say hello. Hope you're well. Duke, I hope you're doing well, man. I highly doubt that was a penalty in the first half against Chelsea. I don't know, man. Why do you think Chelsea fell off? You don't get here overnight, innit? I don't know, but and Arsenal, again, are not back to where I would like us to be, but Chelsea don't find, a bit like United, obviously. It's weird because Man United finished above them, but I'd be more positive if I was a Chelsea fan than a United fan, probably because the owner's going to spend money, and there seems like more of an intent to get Chelsea back to where they want to be versus United. But you don't get here overnight. Obviously, there's been new owners. They're changing their kind of project. They're buying a bunch of players and getting rid of a bunch of players. And probably a lot of the players at Chelsea, some of their fans would say they probably want rid of. But you don't get here overnight. Same way when Arsenal were robbed and, Saka, Smith Rowe, these guys were getting opportunities. You don't just get there one season. That is a period of making the wrong decisions, really. So I'm not too sure, man, if I'm honest with you. You lot have been in top form. They'll keep your thoughts coming, folks. Poch does look disappointed. Who wouldn't want Kubo at Arsenal, man? I like him. I mean, he made a bit of a bookie celebration a couple of weeks back. Someone's got to tell him we're not doing that at Arsenal, but it's calm. You see the Sterling goal again. Walker's won the header. Diaz has been nonchalant. Enzo Fernandez has picked it apart. Cole Palmer's got on his bike. Reece James deserves his assist because he's been good today. Puts it across the box. And Raheem Sterling's made a career of scoring tap-ins. I'm not knocking it. If I could have that career, I would. I think people, obviously, tap-ins are not the most glamorous, just generally, because Jude Bellingham, they would say, he just scores tap-ins. Cool. I mean, it's clearly wrong because Jude Bellingham can do a lot more than just that. But to score tap-ins is an underrated art. You need to know and expect to be in the box and pop up in the right area and typically go through undetected. Martinelli is the GOAT of real football. I think if Nelson got more game time, he could challenge Saka, but Reece is clearly not in Mikel's first team plans. He's a sideman, really, man. Like, you're a bit of a cult hero, but you're not the guy like that. I do think he earned that new deal. I do think Arsenal wanted to protect resale value. I do think, in a weird way, he's part of Arteta's plans. But unless you improve to a significant standard, then this is what you're going to get, really. And I do think we gave Reece Nelson a new deal because I think we would have liked to have brought in a right winger, but evidently you saw we didn't. So that was kind of just having depth and having a bit of protection in that role. But obviously it's difficult to improve if you're going to get the minutes, but we're in 3 competitions now after going out of the cup. You're not better than Trossard in that role. You're not talking to Trossard, you're not talking to Martinelli, you're not talking to Saka. Really, I do think you're more likely to get game time off the right, but I think he'd prefer to play off the left. I think similar to Jadon Sancho, Reece Nelson is kind of misprofiled as well in that they're not really they're not really like on the, well, speaking for Nelson, he's not like Doku in it, beyond the obvious. I don't think he's a man that consistently wants chalks on his boots, wants to take on his man. I think he likes to do that, but I think he likes to play the neat little 1-2s and that. Imagine Doku and Bossart subbing in at 70 minutes for us. Give it a couple of seasons. Hopefully City want to sell Doku and he follows the Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus train. Definitely need a winger of his type at Arsenal to challenge Saka. I would have loved Doku. If you can go and find a man like that, great. I'm still not giving up on Pedro Neto, but as you know, big ching ching is going to be required. Enzo hella spooky. Man was on Rice's neck. One thing, you know, I'm going to talk about this Enzo. I think he's good, but I think he was poor against Spurs, if I'm honest. I think he's all right, though. But the thing is with Enzo, and I'm not saying you're wrong, there has to be high expectations, but he's one of them players, because you cost over 100 million now, which whether you're worth it or not is a different thing. You know, I'm sure all clubs, not to knock Caicedo, Enzo, or Declan Rice, but no one would want to spend this money. People are expecting 100 goals, generally, not you, but 100 goals, 100 assists. You got boss it every game and stuff. But when I got my neutral hat on, I like Enzo Fernandez. I think he's good, but I'm not really moved. But again, I guess the tax you give them is wait for Poch to kind of fix up Chelsea, and you might really see more. I don't know. I knew these soft belly bottle scrubs would not keep it up. To be fair, the only thing I would say is really an L on Chelsea's part was the marking for Akanji's goal. Other than that, they've been good. Who is he looking like? Prime Ray Lewis with that takedown of Haaland in the box, and you people cried about a soft pen. Fair enough. We need raw speed threat that just rattles defenses. Neto busts his leg again, and that's put a spanner in the works. How hard do you reckon it is for Arsenal and other teams to look for talent within but miss out on other talent out in Europe? Very difficult. You know, with Brexit, you can't really poach these 16 to 18-year-olds depending on the variables. Obviously, you know, when you start to look at South America and stuff, you know, then you start to get into work permits and things of that ilk. You know, we couldn't get one for Valverde. I think everyone would have loved Valverde at Arsenal. So there's them things. Then you probably get around it by doing what City are doing in Chelsea, and that you might find a youth in Brazil. I don't know how Martinelli qualified. There's ways around it clearly, but generally, you know, you might have a feeder club and say, you know what? You're in Brazil, you're in Argentina, you're in Uruguay, you're in Africa, you're wherever that makes it techie. We're gonna sign you. This is your first inroad into Europe, and that's stuff that helps. Well, it did used to help before things happened. Shakhtar the next, they used to rock up with bare Brazilian man. You see Benfica take full advantage of that and then sell them on as well. So probably that. Chelsea won't win this game because they're naive and don't have the ability to manage the game for a full 90. While they're doing good in this game, their players are a bit too hyped up emotionally. I mean, clearly City players are more street smart. But then again, I'm not being funny. Chelsea got several experienced players. Maybe not in terms of age for Caicedo, but you've been playing enough games in the Premier League now to know to manage a game. You played for your country at a World Cup. Enzo, you've won a World Cup. You know, you understand this thing. Conor Gallagher, you've been playing Premier League football. Thiago Silva, it goes without saying. Sanchez, you've been representing your country. So Reece James, you've been on the scene for a while. So I do agree, and I think City have more of a gulf, but it's not like Chelsea players ain't been here before. And as much as those things are great, football don't change. You know, it's been like the players are the ones playing. They know exactly what is going on for both sets of teams. You think Doku's still on the pitch in the second half? Probably. I don't think it. Well, you never know with Pep, to be fair, but I don't think it will be an immediate change. Really, I think you kind of. I like Doku impacting games, if that makes sense. In like this, like you know, you put Reece James in an ideal world in the trenches for an hour or 70 minutes, and logically, you don't want to see Doku come on. Someone that's quick, someone that's a good player, someone that can take you on and cause trouble, and someone that is, you know, their tank is fully full, really. Martinelli qualified because of his Italian heritage. See, yeah, there's ways around it. Even Martinelli, I like that. Just shows you for all the L's Arsenal have. Yeah, and I always look to the. It's not really Emre. Emre made a mistake, but like it's not really him. I look towards that kind of Sanye time in happiness because the two good things we've done is sign William Saliba and Martinelli, and that's for about just over 30 odd million combined. That's the two of the greatest things we ever did for this football club, really. And it just shows that if you do the scouting right, it's great, but you miss out on a lot. And I like Martinelli's story because obviously he was at Corinthians and he went to Etano. He trialed at Barcelona and Man United. So, you know, and then football's a funny old game of opinions. They didn't take a chance on him. We did. There's been plenty of footballers. At the end of the day, we had Andy Cole and Harry Kane, two household names in football. Neither of them are known for their time at Arsenal. So football's a funny old game of opinions. Declan Rice, released as a 12, 13, 14-year-old boy, against by Chelsea. He's now been sold for 100-odd million. Eddie Nketiah was released. Whether you like him or not, he's been capped by his country and he could be sold for a decent fee. So it's a funny old game of opinions. But going back to Martinelli, like, obviously to us fans, like, I weren't watching it, Tano, but if you went on trial at Barca, if you went on trial at Man United, the footballing world knew about you. Whether they took a chance on you, they thought you was too raw, maybe they want to make the move, maybe there was family stuff, maybe there was sometimes at some football clubs, they've got every intention to sign you, but the budget might not be there, or some, 10 man want you to sign for the club, or 10 scouts want you to sign, but the chief scout, whose opinion it is not at that moment convinced. There's all funny things that go into stuff. It's not necessarily just white and black. So yeah, man. Who do you lot reckon win today anyways, man? Big up DG, love seeing the streams. S, appreciate that, man. Love that. Who would you pick between Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe? Some questions you shouldn't answer, If you asked me 18 months ago, I would have probably given the answer of Mbappe quickly. Because I like Mbappe. I think he's going to be one of the best in the world one day. I think he's unstoppable. I don't buy into this notion he's just a speed merchant. And even if he is, bro, would you not use your speed? I think nobody wants to play against him. Vinicius, lit, but also Brazilian. I guess I have to be a bit unfair and say Mbappe for an unfair reason, in that Mbappe is vital for club and country. Vinicius plays for his country, but I don't really see moving performances when he represents Brazil, if that makes sense. So I'm going to say Mbappe, but either one, man. I do think Vinicius has more gears to his game, but I do think the things that Mbappe is great at, he does it to a higher standard. And we're going left, and it's a bit irrelevant, but that question upsets me because it makes me think of Dembele, because Dembele should be in these shouts. I don't know why. I mean, Ousmane Dembele's had a great career. You play for big clubs. You play for a big club. You've earned a lot of money. You've won a World Cup. But for your potential, I think you have had a lot more, and you could still get it back. But whether it's injuries, lack of professionalism, just one of those things, I think Dembele is here, yeah. He could have been up here, if that makes sense. Like, he has it all. Like, every now and again, you see some really, really good performances from Ousmane Dembele, and that should be the benchmark. You shouldn't be shocked. Both sets of teams coming out for the second half. I'm not sure why Thiago Silva's a bit reluctant to come out the tunnel. Is he talking to the ref? Is he getting new boots? I don't know, man. I think it finishes 3-3. Hear that. Gooner was talent ID top tier. I cannot lie. To be fair, the one thing, I don't know about that because Martinelli wasn't his. And obviously Saliba, I'm sure he was briefed on it, but that was a scouting thing. The one thing I'll give him is he did want a couple of players. He did want Thomas Partey. Arteta actually got him. And he did want Thingy. He wanted Zaha over Pepe. Now, I was cool with either one. I tried to warn people that, we're getting bumped here for Pepe. I don't think he's a bad player, but his own dad is saying that he needs to improve. He's only really been good for 18 months. At the time of signing for Arsenal, second half has kicked off. There's only, the numbers aren't really strong. So I wonder how we would have checked, how, obviously it's easy because Zaha could have signed them flop, but I think Zaha would have been a lot better for us, really, if I'm completely honest. The second half has kicked off, people. Big up you lot, man. I actually thought he was going to be better than Mbappe. So did I, to a slight degree. He's got more, and that's the thing. You see, even with Haaland, that's a mad tackle by Walker. I think he's all right. It's even like what we was talking about with Haaland. Who is the better player? Someone that has more bows to their arrow and can do more things, or someone that has a limited skill set, but they perform to a higher level for a longer period and do it to a more devastating impact? Clearly, you look at Haaland, beyond the obvious, clearly he's one of the best strikers. But, is his link-up play the best? Is all of them things the best that people get onto him? Probably not. But what he does, you're not talking to him. And I actually feel his link-up play has improved a lot. Cole Palmer delivers a free kick. Conor Gallagher looks to keep it alive. Gallagher's been all right, man. Or cursing the commentator, Gallagher. That was a sick attempt at trying to win a free kick there, and that touch was horrible. Cursing the commentator, indeed. Mbappe all day. I mean, I'm the worst person to ask about Brazilian players. I think Vinicius and him Declan Rice could have got like that. Caicedo absolutely turned by Haaland. And look at him darting into the box. Doku asks for it. Foden finds Alvarez. Alvarez delivers it. Is it in? That is great play. 90 seconds. Blink and you miss it. The Viking has struck. The second best Norwegian in the Premier League. That's, you know what class Wondergaard does, the class region. That is a sweeping move. Foden deserves credit. Julian Alvarez deserves credit. Does Julian Alvarez get the assist? Because you need these points. Boy, and again, as I said, you know, I feel sorry for managers. Poch spent 15 minutes telling them about stuff. 90 seconds in, it's flipped on its head. Caicedo skinned alive. Haaland's turned him. You know what? I love this because you lot can rewind. You heard me say Haaland's link-up players improved. Look at the darting run. Like I said, when man can do these things, why would you do anything else? To be fair, Reece James tried the thing to defend it. It's somehow been bundled into the net. Hey, Caicedo, you're looking funny. Caicedo got, hey, naughty. I'm doing my bit to slander Caicedo. Naughty turn from Haaland on Caicedo. Caicedo, it's all love, but, you know, you was writing us love letters in January and you signed for the Pagans. These hoes really are not loyal, not like that, but City 3. Chelsea 2. I don't think the drama's done. I don't think the drama's done. Buckle up, folks, man. This is football, lad. We didn't have, see, look, there's probably some fans that are still buying their coffee in the turnstiles and that. Chelsea shooting themselves in the foot. Oh, VAR. Oh, wait, there might be drama. Nah, I don't think that's a handball, but VAR's having a look. I said I wanted entertainment, controversy, shegs. This goal might be chalked off. I can't lie. I don't know what they want Haaland to do about that. That's ridiculous. Chelsea might be given a lifeline. He called 5 goals. The Oracle strikes again. If that's how, I mean, you know what? If I'm Chelsea, I want that to get ruled off because I would, if I was a Chelsea fan, we got shagged for a penalty. The more they look at it, the more dangerous. I don't know how that's handball. Football's getting ridiculous. People need to start playing without arms. That goal has to stand. I need to see it confirmed. I don't know if it's actually. I think it has stood, better yet. Bro, when you find out why they even went to look, and fair enough, when in doubt, have a check, fair enough, but that would have been ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What a game this has been, man. Cucurella. Thiago Silva. Hey, don't get yourself in trouble, big man. You're one of the, you and Sterling, the only Chelsea players I care about. Diaz smacked it at his teammate Rodri. Chelsea are not out of this, but they have to believe that's a decent knock by Conor Gallagher. It has forced Sterling out wide, though, and he has got a difficult test in Kyle Walker, which both men have given as good as they got. Sterling. Oh, that's a good delivery. It's falling to Gallagher. Oh, Rodri and Cole just get it out. Chelsea are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. End-to-end stuff. Football heritage, as somebody said. Sterling is inspired, bro. Sterling is moving mad. He's a man on a mission. And that's the thing. Where's this Raheem Sterling been in the Chelsea shirt? What a player, man. Boy, this is a good game of football, man. And it's games like this I love being a neutral, you know. Isn't it so good just watching a game of football and there's dodgy moments and your heart rate isn't going up and down, folks? This is lovely. We still got to go to Anfield, the Etihad, White Hart Lane. Bernardo Silva got an assist. I'm sure when I watch this game again, because I will to learn about it tactically, I'll see a lot more from him. But he's been a bit quiet by his own standards. Chelsea did foul City. Ref has said play on, been given advantage. I still think Sterling's got something for Pep. It does feel like Chelsea could get something from this, man. I don't think it ends 3-2, you know. Would it be far-fetched for me to expect another? It's games like this. I'm not asking Caicedo to play like Seedorf, but you need to be a bit braver in possession. He needs to. Caicedo got sent back to Brighton, man, with that one. Welcome to the big boy leagues, player. Them man don't care though, man. They did the BMF thing, innit? Mummy and the 20 siblings are good. I respect it. Bare yards getting built in Ecuador. I hear it. Edison. That's a good pass. Finds Guardiola. It's games like this, he's going to learn what the Prem's about. He finds Rodri. Rodri, come sign for Arsenal, man. I tried to buy him in Football Manager. Absolute madness. Match is done. Chelsea always fall off second half. I'd be surprised if they score again. I hear that the next goal is vital because if City did get a fourth, It gives, not only does it give them breathing space, but it does knock the stuffing out of his cells. Jeremy Doku, is he going to do the movie thing? Tries to play a 1-2 with Foden. It's falling to Bernardo. Bernardo with a terrible touch, but he's still got the ball in the box. Rodri, I mean, Chelsea, that's horrible, Chelsea. And you're lucky that Julian Alvarez hasn't banged. The ball's in the box. Every Chelsea player is looking at, I don't know, someone's got to challenge that. That is horrible defending. Caicedo did well initially. I'm sorry, Enzo Fernandez, Disasi, Thiago Silva, and Caicedo, in that moment, what the hell is going on there? Reece James, Conor Gallagher, that's poor from him, not a foul. Reece James has tried to foul Guardiola. Oh, Caicedo's giving the foul. Chelsea need to get it together. I don't know what was said at half time, but this isn't how they were playing in the first half. City must have got a bollocking from Pep Guardiola. And Guardiola twisting and turning. To be fair, Caicedo, someone had to make that happen. End-to-end means the midfield on both sides is not working. Something like that. It's a free kick in a dangerous area. Need Gucci Grealish on. Probably towards seeing out the game. They get a fourth, I think Sterling comes on. But then again, I don't know if Phil Foden and Doku get 90 minutes. Pep is known to do that. I can't see Grealish coming on the right. Surely Doku moves out there. I wouldn't take off Foden right now, if I'm honest. It's a close game. I don't feel there's necessarily a need for subs. Is Ake on the bench? Guardiola's been all right since the second half's kicked off, but I might make more defensive changes. Julian Alvarez. Or it could be Alvarez, move Foden or inside or put Grealish there. What a game this has been. Sterling's cooking, man. Cooking. I'm probably exaggerating a bit, but this is probably the best I've seen Raheem Sterling in a Chelsea shirt as a non-Chelsea fan. I probably am reaching, but you get it. Silva, Cucurella. Enzo Fernandez plays a 1-2. Good defending by Foden. First beef I've seen him back in his life. What about your mum? Anyways, Caicedo plays it to Reece James. They need to get Reece James on it a bit more. First half, he was doing his thing. Look at the run Sterling made. The run's dead. Gallagher, got to give it back Sterling. Gives it back to Gallagher. I must admit, Poch is telling them, one thing I don't like about Gallagher this season when I watch Chelsea is when he runs into wide areas. But there's a method to that. It's just a personal frustration. Thiago Silva. Jackson's made the run. Chelsea need a bagsman. Their teams need a bagsman, United, you could argue, need another forward to allow Højlund time. We definitely, Arsenal, need a striker. Chelsea, sure as hell, need a striker. Postecoglou's doing all right at Spurs, but I think Spurs fans, I'm sure if you said, how could you improve the team away from depth, they would say that. Say probably out of the teams that are expected to finish in the top 6, I might be missing one out. I wouldn't say Newcastle necessarily need a striker. I know Isaac is injured. I wouldn't say Liverpool need a forward. You got Darwin. You got, the enigma of Salah. If Salah left, then maybe. Just in terms of goals. I think Raheem Schilling's days of winning silverware are over. I hope so because of who he plays for, but Chelsea are a team that wins stuff. So I'm inclined to believe at some point he will. Great run further forward by Caicedo. That's a great tackle. It's a throw-in. I don't know what Diaz is moaning about. The ball come off you, fella. And that's the stuff Caicedo has to learn in his game. You're not that guy, but making those forward runs. It's not that he's not playing well, but doing a bit more than your role entails. Just a little bit more. If Disasi can do it, you sure as hell can. Cole Palmer, dropping deep like he's a number 8. Attempts to switch play. Does it reach his man? Great ball into Sterling. Sterling, does he lose out to Foden? Foden wins it back. Great shielding of the ball by Foden. Sterling wins it back. Great contest from both men. Southgate, are you watching? You know what as well? On top of him playing his old team, I'm sure Raheem Sterling respects Southgate's comments, but he also thinks when, Southgate made some comments like, who am I dropping ahead of him? If I'm Sterling, I'm like, yeah, when I was saving your bacon, no one was getting on to me. Doku, never, you're shameless. You have to be booked. Doku, you're shameless. It's a good 10 minutes into this half. Doku's been booked for diving. You're a very good footballer. I don't think I'll see you in Top Boy or any of that anytime soon. Horrible. Shameless. Shameless attempt to win it. Horrible. Maybe that's one of them like muscle memory you're used to going down. He actually did well against Reece James. Sly got past him. His touch was horrible. To be fair, Mudryk could be an angle. But this is a game where you need self-belief. Does Mudryk believe in himself in a game like this? Because you ain't gonna get to score some bookie crosses and that in this game. Cole Palmer, Raheem Sterling up against Walker. Keeps the ball. Sterling has been good today, man. And here he is again. bit between his teeth, delivers into the hands of Edison. The final ball weren't good enough, but Sterling has showed up. Any shock? Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side, cash money. He's not a right winger. Bit too predictable there, in my opinion. Edison. Akanji. Wonder if Pep misses Sterling now. Bernardo Silva. Doku, absolutely shifted by Reece James, and Reece James was caught. And it's a free kick to Chelsea, who feels mad to say, a goal down. Caicedo at least. Kai costs less. Nah, man, I'd rather spend over 100 million on Caicedo than Havertz, if I'm honest. Doku could be in here. Jeremy Doku cuts in, is saved. It's another one that, Sanchez can only deal with what's in front of him, but Doku has to do a lot better there. I won't say that kills the game, but approaching the hour mark, that will probably be the most significant goal that City could score. That kind of knocks the stuffing out of the sails. As somebody said, this is firmly end-to-end. It sounds mad because there's been 5 goals, but I also feel there's been a number of poor finishes on display. Caicedo. Build-up play from Chelsea ain't the best, is it? He should have went for the right corner. Queen of the South. Give him some one-to-one lessons, man. You sound like a Bags lady. I was about to say Bags. Reece James. Cole Palmer. Couple Chelsea players starting to get back into old habits. They're not playing as intense as possible, and a couple players are getting caught. I think that's the best play I've seen from Mudryk all game. He's giving Thiago Silva the ball to throw it in. Big up you. Is it an exaggeration to say game of the weekend? Doku off, Grealish on. Pep's ruthless when he's ready, Pep gassing him up as well. Right, Pep patting him. Come on, Grealish. You're normally the guy to rattle someone. I need handbags. Man like Victoria Beckham. Reece James throwing. City. Against Chelsea. 2 tired chance. Sanchez. Good ball. Caicedo forward, lad. Caicedo playing forward. Enzo Fernandez, but there's not enough Chelsea reinforcements further forward. There's a sea of lighter blue shirts. Raheem Sterling. Nutmeg Rodri, did he complete it? Nah, Sterling, it's not a foul. Sterling showing out today, man. Phil Foden also having a good game. Curse of the commentator, Cucurella's picked his pocket. I don't know why you're crying. Your team have possession. Get up, man. How am I more frustrated than your Chelsea supporting friends? I mean, your Chelsea players. Oh, Thiago Silva got out of jail there. Caicedo, Cole Palmer. Rodri tries to foul him. He says, forget that. Skips past 1, past 2. Oh, that's a brilliant. Only thing missing was the shot. As you can hear, I was about to say that's a brilliant goal from Cole Palmer. This game is in the balance. If I'm City, don't force it, but they need to get a second. Well, a fourth. Cole Palmer, that was lovely. Smith Rowe-esque. Dancing past several City players. Pure determination. He just wanted it more. And obviously Diaz and Rodri, they have to tread carefully. To be fair, he's falling over by the time, let me see this again. Yeah, as I'm saying, he's falling over by the time he gets trying to get the shot away, and he's just ran out of area. You could only really get a flick to it. Great play from Palmer. What a player. I'll tell you, he couldn't have bought this done. More of a need than Kai Havertz and that. I mean, I don't know why we're being showed replays of the Caicedo tackle. He could get a yellow, could get a warning, but he did get a yellow. There's nothing in that. It feels like there's another goal. Will it be an equalizer? Oi! Caicedo! Reece James could never. I mean, Declan Rice could never. Bernardo Silva, stop, man. Jack Grealish could be in here. Foden, is he going to pull it? He does, but again, poor finishing. Lovely bit of skill to avoid Caicedo. Aye. Naughty. Absolutely naughty. I love to, every now and again, I enjoy watching football, but I'm not really moved by games. This is a great game. Harlan's never going to get that. Should we say, regardless of how this ends, this probably is the game of the game week. I'm lying. Spurs lost. That's the game week. They bottled it. Rodri. Kyle Walker. Bigging you up, Reem. Sterling's made you look like some. You've done well, but you look like some any fullback today. With Thomas Partey out, I'd have Caicedo all day. Who wouldn't, man? Who would you prefer, Arsenal, Caicedo or Douglas Luiz? Caicedo. I think we probably need elements of Douglas Luiz more than Caicedo, bar the obvious in terms of his progressive passing to a slight degree. I think he's got a bit more about it than Caicedo, but I'd rather Caicedo. I like Caicedo. I'm just forced to agenda you, a bit like Mudryk. You signed for the Pagans. I got to pretend you're not good. Lovely play from City. Does Rodri fancy the shot? Rodri, poor pass to Haaland, really. Haaland do well to earn a corner. Instead, it's straight into his hands. Sanchez, that's what Jorginho's for. For what? What are you talking about in particular? Big up Jorginho. Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez. Caicedo's got to be, it's a good passage of play here from Chelsea, but Caicedo's got to be a lot more comfortable on the ball because look how deep Enzo has to play, and Chelsea centre-backs are having to do too much in that regard. Jack Grealish, that's a good square. Alvarez can't fashion a shot, still has the ball. Flicks it to Grealish. Can Grealish keep it on? He's going to have to. Grealish. Congested Chelsea area. Oh, Foden's free in the middle, you know. I don't think can get it to him, but yeah. Bernardo Silva. Akanji. On that occasion, Chelsea defensive unit holding firm. City boys don't want smoke, boy. Liverpool going to be on smoke. That game's going to be interesting, and we will be doing a watch along for that. There's no point that I haven't made it up yet. We'll be back for that, but I think that's at 12:30 on a Saturday. That'll be a great weekend. DG, do you think Doku's ceiling is higher than Foden's? At this moment in time, no. I think Foden's one of them guys. People just said you're going to be a baller, innit? Just in from Deluded. Radu is, I can't pronounce the name, is attracting interest. Never seen him play. Caicedo's technical ability is too average. Yeah. Mudryk and Gusto coming on. Enzo Fernandez off. Reece James. Probably because Reece James isn't fully fit. Pardon me. And that's the only thing you can say about Reece James is that I don't think Chelsea fans are ever really the quality is not in question. The ability is not in question. You know, I just don't think Chelsea fans are ever confident that he's going to see out 90 minutes, or there's never going to be a time he's not fit. To be fair, with the game as open as it is, Mudryk on. But then again, it's a big risk because Sterling's playing well, but I assume Sterling moves out to the right, Cole Palmer goes into the 10 or into midfield centrally, and then Mudryk comes in off the left. But then again, I actually think Mudryk should go, he's gone on the right. I actually think Mudryk would be a good right winger, you know. Edison, of all people, is down. Edison is down for City, people. I don't know if it's cramp. I don't know what it is, man. And Pepper's using this time to talk to Kyle Walker. Whatever you lot, keep your thoughts coming, folks. Keep them thoughts coming. I should have really turned off the YouTube. I think the YouTube poll is still going. I mean, Grealish has come on for 2 sets and Pep's already giving him lessons. We find that comment from South London, man, because obviously after this, I'm editing a video about Arsenal versus Burnley out. I might just get a quick little transfer news video out for you lot, so that's a chance to speak about that still. Just by typing his name in 2021, he was linked with Crystal Palace and he was at Juventus. Fair enough. Little pre-years thing. Hey, you're moving mad. It's a dope name. Listen, you know me, I'm not like other YouTubers. If I know a player, I know a player. If I don't, I ain't gonna talk on a minute. I don't know about this done, innit? 85 likes, people. Can we get to 100 before the end of the stream? He's a centre-back / right back. Bring him. I've said I want another defensive body. If you can play full-back, especially with Benjamin White not being in there, and centre-half if required, bring that. I think we could do with one more body. I would prefer 2, though. I'd rather a next centre-back and then one of them guys that can play left-back and right-back like Timber and Tomiyasu. A young and impressionable Cancelo would be my first choice if they can source that, because he'd be young and impressionable enough to improve defensively while also being good on either flank. For me, with Arsenal, I'm being greedy, of course, but for me, I don't know the maths, but just off the top of my head, I think 6 signings and I'd really be happy with everything I've got. Of course, some players would probably have to move on. Mudryk down this left-hand side. He's found Caicedo. Conor Gallagher, you have to shoot. He does. It's saved by Edison. Jackson is back again. City looking for the offside flag. Goals are like buses. He scored a hat-trick against Tottenham Hotspur. And he has just made it 3-3. And you know what? On the basis of things, a draw is a fair result. Will there be more drama? Because whoever concedes again, it'll feel like a loss. This has been a crazy game. There's been 6 goals. And Jackson, who's kind of, as I said, I think he's been off the pace. Striker's got the best job ever because you ain't been nowhere for 66 minutes. You bag, everybody loves you. And again, the game's been very open. Mudryk has come on and done very well. He's found Caicedo. Conor Gallagher has bought a raffle ticket. And that's why they tell you in Sunday League to shoot. He shot. Edison has parried it. I don't think you can really blame Edison. Diaz's decision making today has been terrible. I don't know why, but Diaz, before the shot, Gallagher gets the ball. He's gone for the shot. I mean, he's slid on the floor, and you know he can't get up and really challenge or contest Jackson. And you know they're appealing for offside. You never know in this day and age. I can't imagine that is offside. Stole it off Cole Palmer and he bagged. City, one area, well, both teams, if you can see 3 goals, I don't think any manager is going to be happy, but Man City have been shaky defensively today. Rodri, Jack Grealish on the overlap to Bernardo Silva. Handball, surely, I don't think Disasi could do anything, but in this day and age, it's given appeals for handball. Raheem Sterling, first terrible thing he's done, passed it straight to a City player there. Ruben Diaz is a rare poor game from him. Phil Foden. Hope Southgate's watching this because, you know, Cole Palmer's got to be on his radar. Julian Alvarez finds Foden. Foden, first time. It's out wide. It's an overhit cross. Haaland gets up. It's defended relatively well into the hands of Sanchez. You have to big him up for that. Just get Diamande. That's our backline sorted once Timber is up and running. I hear that. Oh, to be fair, it's hit the Sassy's head. Fair enough. It's hit one of the single plats. But yeah, as I was saying, if you get a centre back or someone that can cover centre back and just let's just say another defensive body, you know, if you can play centre back and left back or centre back and right back, or you can get me a centre back and a full back, I'm with that. I think Arsenal need another 6 and an 8. Evidently, we need a striker and a right winger. Hands all over Sterling. There's the ref blown for a foul. Diaz is a gladiator, not a calm head type. I think he's calm most of the time. Onana camera saving that Gallagher shot for a corner, DG. I hear that. You know, Onana's meaty still. Chelsea back against the top 6. Boy, they've been all right, man. DG, can you name a number 6 that we, Arsenal, can realistically get in Jan? No, I can't. I can tell you midfielders I would like, but what is realistic? Chelsea have had 3 shots in the second half. City have had 4. Chelsea have had 3 shots on target. City have had 4. Cole Palmer down this right. Gusto moved from him, man. I think Chelsea are going to nick this the more it goes on. We all knew at 3-2 there was more goals, and it's one of them games. If I'm honest, you never want this to end. 20 minutes left. There's drama, man. Someone's going home with nothing, surely. A draw is probably a fair result, but this feels like one of them games. Someone's leaving with nothing. I wonder if VAR will have one last say on this game. And to be honest, it should be 3-2 Chelsea because that penalty is ridiculous. Like that penalty is from the same school of thought for Saliba's against Chelsea and Højlund's against City. The game's gone mad. Conor Gallagher, who's obviously captaining Chelsea right now after Reece James has come off. Speaking of fullbacks, Gusto, former Lyon man's gone to Sterling. Sterling's giving it back. I mean, obviously Mudryk had an instant impact in the game, but like Sterling was one of the real ones for. I mean, if he scores or impacts from the right hand side, it's great, but it's almost like you killed Sterling. Cole Palmer, good play from him. He's fortunately for City, he's tripped over the ball. Bernardo Silva, Grealish goes home to Edison. Edison thought he was going to hook it. He had me hoodwinked there. He's found Rodri. Rodri's giving it to Diaz. And now it's here with Julian Alvarez. Haaland, you got to peel off. You got to peel off onto the far post. It's here on this right-hand side with Foden. Julian Alvarez can't deliver. Corner kick, surely. Goal kick, actually. This is why City don't play an open game. No idea why Pep thought he could play a 2 at the back and the high line. This is why I didn't question Pep when he got Ake. Guy has completely changed the fans' perception of him. Chelsea don't deserve Mudryk. I'll never forgive the Blues for that thievery. But they didn't rob Mudryk. They just can't pay, take it away. Arsenal were trying to do Bright House payments and swap and give me a month. I'll give you £100 now. I'll give you a next one. Chelsea were like, we'll take it right now, innit? I don't think Chelsea have many bad players. It's just you got a lot of players that need a lot of work. Rodri just said, you know what, Cole Palmer, I'll take a yellow card. The game's too open and it's killing City. City. Cole Palmer is serious, man. So is Rodri, to be fair. I'd love to have Rodri Arsenal. We need to see. This is why I rate Pep, man, because like as much as they bought Grealish for big money, Haaland wasn't exactly cheap. Like someone said, they grabbed Ake. Fair enough. Akanji, I couldn't see this. This shows why Pep's the guy, but grabbed Ake, grabbed Bernardo Silva. You lot remember me on YouTube? Some of my first videos was talking about Bernardo Silva. I really wanted that guy at Arsenal Football Club. He's making smart additions. Sanchez does well to find Disasi. Disasi finds Gusto. Gusto does well to find Disasi. The French boy is linking up. You can't play for Chelsea unless you do something mad with your hair, innit? How many Dons have just normal haircuts in this Chelsea team? Oh, Edison's booted it onto the hand of a City man. Surely that's a Chelsea free kick. Fair enough. But what? Caicedo's got a basic trim. Fair enough. Cole Palmer's got a relatively normal trim. I don't know how Chelsea haven't been given the handball there. It weren't intentional, but it literally hit his hand. We've got bare centre-back cover. On paper, we do. But as you know, with the games played and injuries, you never know. I don't think we're that strong. We got Kirio, Tomiyasu, Timber. Two of those players I've said have had knocks. Zinchenko's had knocks. Benjamin White can play there. He's had a knock. I just think one more body. Someone that could play instead of take over Rob Holding's stature in the team, but obviously get a lot more game time. Like Holding was typically our full fifth choice centre back. That's why I said if you could get me another centre back and a fullback, that's great. But if you could get a multifunctional guy, why not? Look at Ake and Guaridol. I can't pronounce his name. Caicedo, that hot pass was horrible, man. You got to do better there. Giving it straight back to City, and it's still on the edge of Chelsea's area. Julian Alvarez finds Kyle Walker, gives it back to the Argentine. He finds Rodri, plays a 1-2. Alvarez finds Foden, bobbing and weaving. This actually saying forget all of that, and he clamps him. Jackson, Grealish, that's a yellow card, ref. That's yellow. Chelsea have been playing the avoid. All City, you're done. Tackle of the game. Akanji doesn't make that. It's squared to, I believe, Sterling, and it's probably 4-3. But we're not done yet. Cole Palmer cutting inside. Finds Gallagher. Will he buy a raffle ticket again? No. Ooh, that's not the best of passes. Killed Cucurella there, but he should keep it in. 6, 8, and a 9. Right wing. Made it for that as well. Big up Daniel. Your comment's gone, but big up you. Where is it gone? Big up yourself, Daniel Lake, man. One of my subscribers have actually met. Big up you, man. Hope you're well and safe, as with everyone. Paul, come on. Chelsea are Braid FC. It is, man. Whoever the hairdresser is, they're making a killing. Well, to be fair, if you cut footballers' hair, you're making a killing. Can't imagine they're paying 30 quid. Raheem Sterling. Squares it. Gusto. Oh, he showed why he's a fullback. You better get up. God ain't going to help you unless you help yourself. You can punch up the floor and do the ADHD thing as much as you want. You better get back. This ain't the game for that. Obviously, that's not a strength of his, but whatever position you play as a professional footballer, you really have to score that. Sterling should have an assist. I think every Chelsea fan expected to be in the 4-3 lead. 15 minutes to go. That's probably the dagger to City's hearts. And he's crashed it over with his left peg. See, look at Poch. He's vexed, but he's calm. He knows that I can't get too vexed about that. It's raining in southwest London. And it's also raining goals. Gusto's down. Again, the camera angle, I wasn't able to pick up on that. I don't know what's happened to him, but he is down. Michael Richards paying 500 for a trim. How much you think Sterling's paying? God knows. But yeah, Michael Richards is doing this rating and all sorts. Big up Loftus Cheeky boy. Does look like Gusto's in a world of pain. He's still on the floor, folks. And all we need is 10 more likes and we've hit 100, folks. Big up you lot because you've been in top form. It's been a good game of football today. I don't know how Chelsea weren't given a free kick there. It's not intentional by Kyle Walker, but it's booted into Kyle Walker's hands. He tried to shield it for Edison to get the ball. Edison's booted it into his hands. Yeah, it's 3-3, man. Where have you been? If you ain't been watching this game, what have you been doing? Gusto is still down. What have you been doing? Let me actually see what I'm trying to. Hey, Poch has got his pen out. I don't know. Is he holding his shoulder? Is he holding the side of himself? I don't know. And to be honest, if you're Poch or Pep, the work never stops for a manager, yeah. But surely, yeah, you can't wait for the international break after you see things like this. It looks like Kovacic is coming on. And I can't lie, I always say my biggest pet peeve, yeah, Kovacic, absolute baller. Great player, but is it just me? You see, when the manager says get warmed up, because I used to be one of them, and I understand what I'm about to say, and I understand why it's annoying. I hate to see people fiddling with shin pads, tying boots, taking off trousers and shirt. It's long. You're not ready. Jack Grealish up against Conor Gallagher. Akanji. What a game this has been. Bernardo Silva just sent. Oh, he's twisting and turning. I can't even keep up with the commentary. All I can say is his cross didn't get anywhere. And it'll be a throw into City. I think we need to get DG a new chair. I'm all for that. Why? What's wrong with this? You've been with me for time. What's wrong with you, bro? Don't let them talk to you, man. You're my guy. We're always for improvements, but yeah, man. What's wrong with what did you do? Coming for the chair, like? Let me get up for a sec. What happened? Obviously, this is a green, so you can see that, but City could be in here. Bernardo Silva shouting for no reason. What's wrong with you? Don't let him chat to you like that, man. My kid, don't let him chat to you like that, man. Don't chat to you like that. My guy, you've been here from the jump, man. You're the first sort of gaming, streaming chair thing I got. Leave him alone, man. This is the assistant in Football Manager, you know. Big up everyone who's part of the FM streams. 4:30, we go again tomorrow, by the way. Don't let him talk to you like that, man. Julian Alvarez, Grealish. Battle of the quads or the bums, really, because Grealish against Sterling. Ooh, ref. I didn't think there's nothing in it, but if you're a Chelsea lad, you don't care. They've been given the free kick, and that relieves some pressure. Guardiola, I can't say his name. I'm going to pattern it off, though. I need to be able to say his name. It's just a decent defender, but that's a youth purchase. The price over his service time isn't worth it. Julian Alvarez has come off, people. Kovacic has come on. Maybe because City need to be a lot more solid in midfield. That's a ball from Sanchez. In fact, it's gone over everyone. The attempt was good. Chelsea defense is suspect today, man. Fair play to Chelsea. You got to be fair, man. Both, as I said at the start, as crazy as this poor defending for both teams is clearly one thing, but neither manager wants to concede 3 goals. Both of these teams are teams of a stature. Anytime you've conceded 3 goals, there's question marks. But finishing, man, you know, Chelsea have had some clear-cut chances. They should have done better, could have done better. They, you know, VAR did them dirty as well. So really, they should still be one ahead regardless. City have created some chances, but not taking them, man. A lot of them have been straight at Sanchez. Edison. So when you add in the poor finishing to a degree, clearly poor defending, the game being open, I'm sure both managers would say it wasn't really a game filled with quality in that sense, that neither team's doing the basics. But yeah, you get the point. It's a great game of football nonetheless, man. Great game of football. Arsenal never play like this. Can we just win every weekend? It's boring. Oh, the serious tackle by this Assy. No foul there. Raheem Sterling found Jackson. Cole Palmer. He's falling to Mudryk. And yeah, he's lost it there. Conor Gallagher movie settings. I don't know. He saw his name in lights. He thought he was going to join Lampard, Paul Scholes, Declan Rice, Deluded Gooner. The illustrious name of wonderful players who have scored from range. Entitled to take the shot. And that's something I admire about Gallagher, because his shot indirectly led to I'm sure it led to Jackson's goal. I can't keep up now. There's been 6. But not that one. You know, Gusto should have bagged it as well. Chelsea probably should be 4-3 ahead. There should be about 10 goals for both teams, really. Kovacic. In fact, I don't care if you got a warm with this player. You know, I remember you should have been sent off, mate, against us. Almost had my neutral cap on. Let me put my Arsenal one back on. Rodri swings his left peg, finds Foden. I think Foden's been fantastic today. Assuming it stays like this, I'd say man of the match. I give it to Sterling. I think he's been. Bare people have been good, but I think he's been quality, man. That's the first time you've looked like that City Sterling, in my opinion. Boy, to be fair, out of Kovacic, Mount, and Havertz, I think City got the best deal, if I'm honest. I would have preferred. I mean, you lot know I'm a big fan of Kovacic. I would have loved Kovacic at the carpet, just because, like, we know what you are. You're a centre midfielder. Kai, you can do bare things, play everywhere, but what are you great at? What are you the best in this Arsenal team at? What are you the best in the world at / the league at? Like, if he's an 8, cool. Where do you rank among the 8s at Arsenal Football Club? If you're a right centre mid, cool. Where do you rank among that? If you're a false, handbags. Rodri's got to be careful. Gallagher, banging. Rodri's got to be careful. I love it. I punch him up, man. Come, man. Cuss your mum, man. Banging. You gonna take that, Rodri? You gonna take that from Conor Gallagher, the man bun? Gallagher, don't have it. You're Mr. Chelsea. You can't let him come to your man and talk to you like that. You might as well clamp him. There's nothing better. The only thing better in this game is handbags, man. I love to see the RG Bargy, man. This is what it's about. Foden probably should have dived there, you know. Someone said, DG, keep one, lose one. Trossard, Eddie. Big up, Eddie. I see 3 in that, but no contest. Trossard stays every day of the week. I need to finish cooking, but I can't stop watching. I finish cooking, man. Finish cooking. You can always watch the replay, and you've probably watched the vast majority of the game queen in this hour. You need to finish the food there. 105 likes. If you hit the like button, one love, people. DG, you are well hot, mate. Cheeky. I find him very attractive. Big up yourself. I mean, I know I'm sexy and that, but John, I'm playing in a different league still. Maybe if your name was Joanna, then you get it. But wait. DG, the sort of player to put cardboard as chimpanzees. Respect me. I have chimpanzees. I don't wear the small chimpanzees as well. Have you seen big up Reese who plays for Wrongers? Have you seen the size of this guy's chimpanzee? Like, I don't think it can wrap a toddler's leg. And I get why people do that, but yeah, in trouble if you get kicked. Appreciate you, I wonder. As long as you can sit down and it supports your back, you're good. That sentence was a bit mad, but all right, man. Appreciate you, Desmond, man. Would you pay the Ruben 100 million for Tony? Nah, man. Nah. I mean, it's not my money. If it gets paid, great, but nah, man. 100 million, it's a madness. Got a bag of City and Chelsea players in my FPL. Either way, going to be a disaster or a W. But Haaland's done what he's needed to do. I could be wrong. Did Alvarez get an assist? I'm good, man. Need a January transfer for the chair. Doesn't need to raise the ceiling, needs to raise the floor. Don't let him talk to you like that, man. Grealish. Victoria Beckham up against Gusto. Central C up against Victoria Beckham. That's a horrible cross from Grealish, of all people. Allow me. Are you happy with a 1-1 draw? Sorry, meant to say 3-3. I mean, obviously, I'm an Arsenal fan. What could have made this weekend perfect is Chelsea and Spurs both losing. I don't think Arsenal are winning no league, but if we are to aspire, then we need City to drop points wherever they can. So draw's cool, really. Saying that after football today, so funny, and I know it was a little kid, and they're probably crying. When we was walking, the new Chelsea shirt, somebody left their not one I know, it must have been a little kid playing on the other field. They left their new Chelsea shirt on the side. And it's probably been stolen now by some nitty or something. You know, it's probably in the market somewhere. He's probably crying. Them kits are not cheap. I hope you're a rich kid where mommy can buy you one from Sports Direct and then food immediately. But boy, it's peak. Wearing this shirt. They should have taken off Akanji and put Kovacic. And put Kovacic and put CDM. I don't know what you're saying there, my guy. You're gonna have to rephrase that. I can't quite follow. Hey, allow me, man. Allow me. I'm happy with this game. Gunners for life. Come on, I want Chelsea to win. Whoever wins, man. Kovacic. The Sassy stands up strong. Oh, drama, lad. I told you someone's getting robbed. It's this guy, Rodri. This guy's a villain. I've seen you do this against my football club. This man's a villain. He's bought a raffle ticket. I slightly think it's deflected, but I don't think there will be a City player or fan who, quite frankly, gives a flying monkeys. And that has got to, well, it is a defeat, but that has to be gut-wrenching. That has to hurt. Drama, lad. The only thing I would say with Chelsea is they can score again. What happened here? Foldinho and Bernardo Silva, the diminutive left-footed magicians involved. Kovacic involved. The shot was initially blocked. It's a Bandili. Rodri has gone for the shot. It's you know what? Someone of experience as Thiago Silva. It's a nonchalant flick and it's deflected off him. Sanchez sent the wrong way because of it, and it's into the back of the net. Boy, that has got to be a bitter pill to swallow. That has to hurt more than, you know, back in Ray and F straight from the bottle, really. I feel sorry for Thiago Silva. You're one of the only players at Chelsea I never want to see do bad. Brazilian and that, quality player and that. But if I'm honest, I have to hold you to a higher standard. You have to do a lot more. Rodri to villain. This man is a villain. How many times have we seen Rodri rain on people's parade? Absolute villain. Smash the like button. People, keep your thoughts coming. We have been treated to 7 goals. And again, as I said, poor finishing is one of the factors. Clearly, both teams haven't defended what their manager wants, but City have had chances to have more goals. Chelsea have had a couple of chances they should have put home. The only chance that I wouldn't say they should be scoring is the Reece James free kick. It's a bloody good free kick. Good save, but is what it is. Gusto, bro, you should have scored. Malo Gusto, you should have backed, bro. You're right back. I know. We don't get, you know, we're fullbacks for a reason, isn't it? Obviously, the new age fullbacks are great, but we've all been strikers and centre mids and things, and we're not very good at that, are we? Right. So that's why you're a fullback. But, mate, the margins in Premier League football are very fine, but very small at the same time. And the wickedest thing is, I don't think Chelsea are done. This is one of the games, man, a referee, add on 10, 15 minutes. We need that. Boy, I know Pep Guardiola's bold, but any hair he had on his head is gone now. Gusto, horrible from him. Who's that on the bench? Is that Broyo? I ain't seen that guy for time. Completely forgot. I forget Bearman at Chelsea, man. Chelsea just remind me of them Sunday League teams that have hella ringers. Every week there's a new player, and you don't see them 2 weeks in a row. Caicedo's passing has let him down dramatically today, and he's giving it away too cheaply there. Sterling pushing man for no reason. I love it. Guardiola don't have it. Jack Grealish, good foul for him to win. If I'm him, you need to act like you've been shot. Would you take Lamine Yamal or Gavi? Love these difficult questions. Lamine. Gavi's a baller, but Lamine. Caicedo coming off. Swear down. Both midfield, you know, the 100+ million partnership of Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo been hooked against City. I know Declan Rice didn't go out like that. I know Havertz didn't go out like that. I know Odegaard didn't go out like that. I'm not kept a clean sheet against these, man. What, City, you let Chelsea score 3 goals? We only let 2 in. There's always an agenda, people. Nothing changes but the agenda. It's all entertainment. Cucurella headers it. To be honest, I don't feel sorry for Chelsea, but I do, because one of the City goals should be chalked off. There shouldn't have been a penalty. But there has been, people. You can see a big games like this, they need Jonathan Stones. If you had to take one, who do you take, Rodrigo or Saka? You can't be biased. You said I can't, blood. Bukayo, innit? I know the answer, but Bukayo. And plus that I'm onto you. You broke my heart for Brazil. You missed a penalty as well. You need to start doing what Vinicius is doing. I know the truth, but I have to say Saka. I'm biased, man. Smash the like button. We'll take a draw. Good game from Chelsea. It ain't being a draw, mate. Well, could there be another one? Woo, that hurt me and I'm a gunner. Nah, I wouldn't say that don't hurt me. Well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I definitely thought raw. It did feel temporarily, I get it. I can't stand Rodri. My spirit can't take to him, spoken like a true West Indian lady, if you are one. I like Rodri, man. In life, you got to be a bastard, you know, pardon my language. Unfortunately, this world is ruthless to kind people and kind to ruthless people, and nice men and women finish last, and nothing is truer than football. Nice footballers don't win that. Nice footballers don't, whatever. Any team is nasty. City have been nasty. Chelsea have been nasty. Arsenal and United, when they won stuff, nasty. Barcelona, nasty. Real Madrid, nasty. All the best managers have a degree of ruthlessness. Ferguson, definitely. Wenger, fair enough, he's a gentleman, but there's a degree of ruthlessness. Jurgen Klopp, you know, Liverpool, nasty as well. Jurgen Klopp, yeah, he fist pumps. I'm everybody's friend, but you don't get to that position being a nice guy. You might be able to be on the coaching and technical staff being a nice guy to a certain degree. You don't become a manager being a nice guy. You can't afford to be a nice guy to a point as a manager. So I like Rodri. Rodri's one of them players. Of course, he's one of them guys that I like him, but you hate him unless he plays for your team. Cole Palmer. I think you and Sterling against your former manager, you've done well. And Chelsea might not be out of this. Could it be 4-4? Sterling, bro. Oh, referee! Drama! It's a penalty. 100%. 100%. Diaz, you've been shaky today. VAR ain't going to save your bacon. Justice restored, really, for Chelsea if it does end like this. If they do bag from here. Justice restored. To be fair, Poch, you brought on Mudryk. He had a hand in one of the goals. Broya has had a hand in what could be a goal. He's shaped like he's going to shoot. Nah, Diaz, you fouled him, bro. You fouled him, bro. You can't really control your slide, but you fouled him. He's looking for it. It's good play. He's looking for it. Bro, WWE, you've taken him out. It's a penalty. As I said, for both teams, it's been horrible defensive rules. But that angle, though, he's got the ball, and they might say there's no contact. I think it's a nailed-on penalty. I don't think there can be anything. Carl Walker and Jackson all getting into banter. I love it, Grealish. I love it. Everyone start fighting. Forget football. You lot all fight each other, and Carl Walker's into it. You lot all fight each other. The strongest team makes it out alive. Come on. All right, thank you, footballing gods, man. I asked for drama, I've got that. I asked for handbags, I got that. I asked for quality football to a degree in terms of entertainment, I got that. I apologize, people. And violence is never the answer. Cole Palmer, he loves a penalty stat pack. Hey, the Sassy and Walker getting into it. Hey, you lot just start fighting, man. Football fights are funny, man. Ain't nothing to do, man. You lot do it in the tunnel, man. Carl Walker, allow it, man. Carl Walker, mate. See, if I was a Chelsea fan now, so when he's ask Christopher and Conky, has he got a balloon? Throw it at Carl Walker's head. You know he loves a balloon. Love the sex parties, don't you? And I wonder if the Sassy and Carl Walker can even understand each other. Like, you both woofing to each other. Like, no one, you're probably speaking French. He's speaking that Northern English. No one knows what the hell's being said. I think Carl Walker will give it a good goal, but the Sassy someone you got a hit in the back of his head or something. You can't fight him. Cole Palmer. Imagine he misses. I actually don't want Cole Palmer to miss. I like you, man. You play for them, man, but I like you. But hey, Pep, your sale probably indirectly cost you 2 points. And you know what? It's justice restored. Chelsea deserve that, really, because they got shagged. They should be on course to get 3 points. One of the City goals shouldn't have stood by, not City's fault, by terrible VAR refereeing. But we're at Cole Palmer, second penalty in this game. Scored. It's 4-4. What a game this has been. Cole Palmer doing all of this. I love it. Love this guy's attitude, man. He's got that thing about him. Like, you want to be a showman. Like, you want to take responsibility. Pep, no one cares for the hand signs now, fella. Hand signs ain't going to do it, man. And for a City team, holding on to a lead and added on time is very naive. Their defending has been naive. The midfield's been open. Serious question marks about this genius City team and Pep Guardiola's tactics on the basis of the game. Crazy. Why so much blue on my screen? I thought it just matches a bit better, man. I mean, if you want, like, because I'm an Arsenal fan, you know, I could just put this back to red, but I just thought it looked a bit more aesthetically pleasing. Allow me, man. I'm trying to give you the best possible thing I can do. Allow me, man. There's been 8 goals in this game, though. Ridiculous. Like, what more can you say other than football? Football, like, what a game. And I'm a bit right. Chelsea bringing on random black youths again, but Jackson's come off. Big up Jackson for scoring. I don't know. The camera angles confuse me. Like, are we restarting or is there something? If I'm a Chelsea player, take a yellow card. Cole Palmer, stand in the centre and wait for the ref to tell you to come out. I think you deserve to score. I think Raheem Sterling man of the match for me. But I think Cole Palmer's been good. I think Reece James was good. I think Raheem Sterling was quality. You have to hail up, bro. From a Chelsea perspective, bro, you're a Mudryk. They haven't, Mudryk hasn't done too much in the game, but he affected the game. That's what you need to do as a substitute. Haaland's got a brace at the end of the day. Oh, is that a free kick? It is. It is Sterling. And it's getting a bit much now. I love handbags, but Like, Sterling's fouled him. There's no need for this melee and this nonsense, man. Like, it's not that deep. Oh, to be fair, Sterling, you know what? That's one way to get into Southgate's plans, you know. If Foden can't get called up, boy. Very late from Sterling. That was a mad tick. Which City goal was the controversial one just now coming back into the game? Haaland's penalty, in my opinion. My Haaland's penalty, like, I don't think that is a pen. As I said, it's shades of Højlund's one against City, which isn't a penalty. And it's just, I know they're different, but you look at Saliba's one against Chelsea, against these man, where it's hit his hand. It's just penalties that in the day and age of football, they shouldn't be penalties. But in light of what the game is now, unfortunately, there's that. Who's Haaland pushing? They need to introduce a rule in football like ice hockey, man. Let man fight for a sec and then get back, man. To be fair with you, you know, not everyone's got Benjamin White and Saliba. Most I've seen Haaland in recent weeks. There's 20 seconds left. Surely it ends at 4-4. Like, surely now enough's enough. Like, we've been treated to a very good game. Surely enough now. I apologize, but it's better than the Black Heats, man. I'm sure if I grow my hair and I buy some designers and I get to Stamford Bridge at the right time, I might be able to. Carl Walker taking free kicks. Mate, you're a good fullback. No, that bloody good fella. What was that? That's how no City ideas. Decisive kick. Carl Walker taking free kicks. Man, I'm sure you're good at that, but come on now. You know, folded. One of them techie players needs to come on that. 4-4. You know what? A draw is a fair result, man. Both teams, when you look past the entertainment of the game, both teams have conceded 4 goals. I'm pretty sure it's unacceptable for Pochettino. It's unacceptable for City. Both teams probably been a bit too open. I think both teams probably could have been a lot more clinical. There should have been more goals to this. I do think VAR has played a part. I do think City's been too open. Chelsea be happier with the draw to a degree if you offer Chelsea fans a point before the game. But with everything, I do think it has elements of the Arsenal game where they kind of shot themselves in the foot and allowed the team unnecessarily back into it. But yeah, man, Mazzolini's this is the games. These games, you know, if you're a foreign player, you obviously know what the Premier is, but it's these kind of games. The Sassy, what is that? It's these kind of games, in my opinion, that sum up what the Premier League's about. Like, I know there's someone out there that probably got the correct scoreline, all the correct goal scorers, and made a fortune of betting on this, but like, no one saw it like this. We said there was goals in the game before, but 8, boy, absolute mazza. And to be honest with you, I don't know why the game isn't done yet. We're well over the 8 minutes. Maybe the ref is as entertained as us people. Chelsea on the counter attack. Mudrik's lost it. I'm waiting on the ref to zang City. Bernardo Silva. Honestly, folks, well, Bernardo's giving it back to Sterling. I'm sure if you're City, you want the game to be done now. Serious tackle by Kovacic on Raheem Sterling. That's definitely not a foul, Sterling. Bit of retribution for the Foden one. He showed him how to do it. Kovacic. Honestly, I don't know why we're still playing. If City do score, boy, 100 minutes, ref, the game's done, bro. And there's that. Cucurella, I don't know why you're moaning, but you should be the happiest Chelsea player. Cole Palmer strikes against his old club with another penalty. It's been a great game, man. Like, to say it's a great game is an understatement. It really has been entertaining. Pep is licking his lips. City do not like speed. Do you mean Poch? City scoring for normal, holding for peak. Do you guys see Cole Palmer in the Man City team huddle? He's elite, man. Like, he's elite. I'm sure you're not the only one that lost their voice. Hella people probably been shouting. Low key wanted Matisse tears, but the result benefits all parties, including neutrals. I mean, Man United, if you're going to get in the top 4, you have to pray to the footballing gods that everyone drops points. A serious 8-goal thriller. Opinions on FM24. Lovely game. If you're not playing Football Manager anyways, don't start. It's a very stressful game. And also, I think the level of defending is horrible. Great game for the Premier League to end on before the break. So unfortunate, isn't it? Bro, it's cold. Can you name the top 3 centre defensive mids in the world? Not really. Rodri's there. I think if Valverde plays in that role, he does well. I think Madrid got a couple of them, really. Off the top of my head, it's very difficult. If it's top 5, I'm throwing Rice in there. If you want neutral ratings of Saka, check the Ballon d'Or listing. Where was Rodrigo? Does that don't start for club and country? Run the agendas, man. Pedri's better than all of them. Pedri a baller, but I just think with the way football's going, yeah, I don't think Pedri will get the plaudits he deserves, guys like Pedri, because he's obviously got the quality to score goals, but he gives me faith in football, if that makes sense, in that you're a good footballer. It's not always, obviously goals and assists make the difference, but it's all about that. What a game. What a game. Just came in, DG. Is this the real scoreline or a FIFA 2024 preview? Must be fun to be there unless you're a Chelsea fan. I mean, this is what makes football, man. If you had to replace Saka, who would you replace him with? Go for players that are unattainable, really, if I'm completely honest. Is Rodri now more important to City than Kevin De Bruyne? Equal importance, because you could argue, you know, going into speaking on when the City played Arsenal, like obviously all the talk was around both of them, but all the talk primarily was there's no Rodri for that game. But I actually think they missed Kevin De Bruyne. They missed someone that could probably feed Haaland passes that, as great as the City players are, other people couldn't. Pardon me. So yeah, man. It's been a great game. What a game, man. Game of the season so far. Yeah. Yeah. I think Arsenal, Man United is up there. Probably not for the fans, but I think I guess that was one where I would probably feel how Chelsea fans felt in this game. This game, yeah, is the game of the season. I'm trying to think of others. I'd say Spurs, Chelsea, just because they were down to 9 men. Interesting season so far. You're still playing FM22. Fair enough. Do you think Tottenham is also challengers? I mean, obviously they've had a thin squad. And next season, if they get back into Europe, they're gonna have to sign other players. But you can't, and they've obviously got injuries now. But as much as I don't want to say it, and I can sit here and mock Spurs about being bottlers, and listen, we can write jokes all day. But on paper, you can't look beyond them. That's why I'm happy that, in a weird way, City and Chelsea, two teams I expect to have ambitions of top 4 and beyond. Well, Chelsea top 4, City winning the title, have dropped points. Newcastle dropped points yesterday. Spurs dropped points. Man United withdrew a victory, really. I think that's the best game I've seen from Raheem Sterling in an Arsenal shirt as well. And it's a bit upsetting now because football's done for a bit. Well, you got Leicester versus Arsenal, ladies. What's the time on this? I'm going to watch this if it isn't finished. I do play that new FIFA thing, but it's horrible. It's only made a great watch along with great people like yourself, man. So if you're tuned in, one love. Poch Pep can't be happy. I think they can be because, at the end of the day, you're leaving with something, and at a point, both of you were leaving with nothing. But I think when you look at the cold-hearted analytics and you remove your fan cap, I think the game had quality, but I don't think Poch and Pep would say that. Like, the only good thing you've both done is taken points and scored 4 goals, but you've conceded, and I think the game was probably too open. But sometimes this happens, man. Fights in hockey are necessary. They have to allow things overheat. They settle things going on in the game that you often can't see. Hockey, banter on ice is the best, trust me. Where I would love to see that with football, man. Would love to. Seems like Chelsea only rise for big games. To be fair, they've done all right in the big games. What? They beat Spurs. They drew against Liverpool. They drew against us, which a bit like this, they shot themselves in the foot. They drew against City. So if that is the case, Chelsea need to kind of play like that across all the season, really, because, obviously the big games make or break your season. Like, as an Arsenal fan, when the calendar gets released, I used to look for Southampton. Thank God they're relegated. But naturally, you're going to look for United away, home and away, but United away, Chelsea away, Spurs away. In recent years, Newcastle away, definitely Liverpool away, if I haven't said that. But it's the smaller games that, every away game is kind of nerve-wracking. What happened to fast strikers? Broya came on and ran a bit, and Diaz was on skates. Diaz, I don't know what Diaz was doing. To give away that pen, that was nonsense. Agreed. I think this is the type of game people with Raheem played 6 or 7 out of 10. I hear that. Nah, thanks for being here, man. Net positives for Arsenal. Come on, you gunners from Atlanta, man. Said Atlanta. Big up yourself. So, yeah, man. Ask Pedro what happened when we butt them in Europa League, DG. Boy. Ask Garnacho what happened. Since you lot tried to compare that Garnacho kid to Martinelli and Saka, what's happened? But anyway, Saka always has a new challenger in it. There's always, every week, there's a new winger. I've heard names like Hudson-Odoi, Sancho, Anthony, Kulusevski. They're all shit, man. Fully on a hater thing. Don't look now, but City Group's La Liga team winning their league football, it really is done. Do you know what? They're doing all right in Spain. I mean, Klopp is licking his lips. City don't like that. And to be fair, City can't play like that against Liverpool. They will walk away with 3 points. In fact, what are Man City's games coming up? That's interesting. Yeah, they've got Leipzig in the champs. To be fair with you, it's a bit of a techie run for City in the next couple of games. What, they got Liverpool 12-30, 25th of November. Then they stop off on the 28th against Leipzig. And obviously, their bulk of their squad, you know, it's going to be a lonely place if you didn't get called up for your country. Even Calvin Phillips did. So there's going to be more minutes in the legs. Focusing on the Premier League, you know, it's actually obviously Spurs have got injuries and stuff, but Spurs have been one of the best performing teams. So you've got Liverpool, Spurs, and Aston Villa away next. That's difficult. Who are Chelsea got? I'm sure at some point in their season, Chelsea have a tough run. For Chelsea, they need to take the positives, obviously work on the negatives, and don't play like this again, really. But they've got Newcastle away. Then they've got Brighton at home. 6th of December, they've got Man United. So the games are really techy. And even me as an Arsenal fan, I'm sure we got Brentford away 5:30. Same day City played Liverpool after the international break. Yeah, we got Brentford away, then Wolves at home, then Luton, and then Villa. In fact, there's a pick. December is not nice to Arsenal, is it? Fair, not to look past Luton away, but we've got Luton, Villa away. You know, PSV we're through, so we could probably rest players. But we've got Villa, we've got Brighton with 23rd of December. We've got a trip to Anfield. We've got West Ham on the 28th of December. Fulham away. Shouldn't be beating Fulham if I'm honest, respectfully. Fair enough, man. Football's about to get very interesting, football fans, man. What a game. I don't know what happened to fast strikers. What happened to strikers that really scored goals, man? For me, Martinelli's a lot more explosive than Saka. Lovely to have them, man. What a result. Peace out, my dude. City cheated again today and yet still drew. Whenever they aren't winning in the last few minutes, they act like 1-year-old overrated. Bit harsh to say they're overrated, you know, the trophy cabinet. And to be fair with you, do I think City get some favourable decisions? Yes, 100%. But City didn't cheat. VAR being an idiot. No one plays this open against us, says it all. I like how you keep running that, man. Peace out, Marcel. It's been a pleasure, man. Arsenal are in a good position, not on top, so pressure is lessened. And they managed to only lose once with starters out and Kai less than effective as they play a different system. I think, you know, if I speak to some of my Chelsea supporting friends in relation to Kai Havertz, you know, if I was to just get a Chelsea supporting friend to just listen to what Arsenal fans have to say about Kai Havertz, they're probably going to get deja vu. One love, Desmond. Pep made a bad decision by taking out Doku, who was a threat at any given time. I hear that. No easy games, don't turn up, you lose. It's as simple as that. Bro, why is Saka always the benchmark? First Foden, Bowen, Rashford, Odoi, Madueke, Anthony, Garnacho. It's over. Starboy is the one. Come on. Liverpool versus Arsenal is the unwinnable game. I don't like playing Liverpool in the best of days, much less at Anfield. You know, Arsenal, very upset from last season because you made me dream. Like, you played well, you scored 1, and then you scored 2, and I'm like, wow. And that's why you need to, you know, take your chances, because if it wasn't for Ramsdale and Salah being nice enough to miss that penalty, we'd have been in trouble, innit? But we lived to fight another day. So yeah, man, big up you lot. But on that though, I don't want to keep waffling and rambling with you lot. Appreciate you lot for being tuned in. You lot always in top form. One love to all of you lot, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube and stuff. Hope you've all had a great weekend. Hope you've all had a great live stream with myself. And I hope this week is filled with blessings for you and your loved ones in your personal and private lives. But yeah, man, if you haven't smashed the like button, do such. One love to everybody tuned in. Stay blessed, stay safe. And you know what? There were some good goals scored today. But I know I better.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.
Because you always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like because you always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like